So, we've got a choice to make.
We do.
By which I mean we don't have a choice to make because we don't want to go into.
Oh, that's right. This is the one that
we don't want to go into UBW only to die in like 2 hours.
Let's see.
Because that's sort of the choice in front of us here is we could take the option to, not work with Reen, which dumps us into UBW, and then we have a choice point like immediately once we're into UBW, and then some scenes related to that, and then another scene, and then we go into the next day and have another choice, and then we skip some stuff, and then we die.
Bio.
So there's like a ways to go.
I have so many questions.
Super immediate turbo death.
But arguably the most important one is, why the hell would she canonically own a casino in Las Vegas?
Oh, Bontoria?
Yes.
Because why would Bontoria not canonically own a casino in Las Vegas?
I do love that just based off context clues from what I've been given in my images by bio, you're like, oh, I know what one he's talking about.
Now, which version of Bontoria did he give you?
This one. I'm assuming it's a caster.
But... No, ruler, actually.
Huh.
Which is...
Oh, is that why there's a crown?
No, but... ruler's also not a class that exists in Stay Night, so... No, the caster one is not that one. Speaking of that Buntoria, though, true story.
I assume you have other outfits. Because I assume you know better after Bio yelled at you last week than to show me other Artori has.
So, he went with the first Ascension, which is that one. We also have second Ascension. Ooh, come back.
Why is she on a beach now?
Because it was a summer event.
Ah.
That's the swimsuit.
But Las Vegas isn't a beach.
It was that year. Don't worry about it. And then...
Beg pardon, what?
Don't worry about it. And then, the divine version. Or she's, like, literally actually a god now. Again, don't worry about it. And then her just, like, lounging on a cruise ship chair. Again, don't worry about it. That summer, I was trying to get a copy of another servant. I've really bad luck with summer events.
So I'm gathering.
This is another Artoria that I have at NP5 because she wouldn't stop showing up. Much like the Archer one from the other week. I just have this one NP5 too because she also wouldn't stop fucking showing up.
Also, Bayer says Ruler's basically a class that exists for extra large Grail Wars that act as mediators to prevent shit from going way out of hand.
Yeah, it started with, well, I would say that guy, but that's him in a Phantom Thief outfit. Hold on. Started with, up. I just want to go back that way. Yeah, started with this guy.
Of course it did.
Shiro Moxa Tokisada. No relation to Shiro Amiya. Whatsoever. Literally, they just have the same, given name. But anyway.
Okay, right. I have to press a button.
Yes, we have to team up with Reen.
I was about to say, it's definitely the sorry we can't team up button. No, I know it's the got it.
Besides, I don't have much choice. I'll die if I pick the other option. There's too much I don't know, and I have no experience as a mage, and also I barely even qualify as a mage. So, there's that. My
cell phone fell through the couch cushions. Ah!
If Tosaka's offering to help me, however temporary, it's an offer I can't turn down. I mean, you can, it's just stupid.
そうしてもらえればすごく助かる。
決まりね。それじゃあ握手しましょう。 とりあえずバーサーカーを倒すまでは味方同士ってことで。
And only until we defeat Berserker, we swear.
We're definitely not gonna keep teaming up because you have actual useful magic and I don't.
Yeah, but he has an actually useful servant who knows who they are. And isn't suffering from a giant slash wound to
や
the
っぱり
chest.
そういうことだよな。
Yeah, well.
仕方ないけど、その方がわかりやすいか。
I shake the offered hand. Oh my god, I got to touch Rin Tosaka! I'm a little perplexed. Tosaka's hand is soft. It reminds me she's a girl. I forgot for a second. My hand, in comparison, is covered with scratches, and it seems a poor match for hers. The moment I think that, I find myself getting embarrassed. I quickly pull my hand back.
My calloused, manly, not good enough for Rin Tosaka hand.
True story. He's a working man. He has working man hands. He, like, practices with a kendo sword sometimes and does, like, repair work and shit. He's got calluses and she's pretty, so he shouldn't be touching her. You know how it goes.
何どうしたの？やっぱり私と協力するのは嫌？
いや、そんなんじゃない。遠坂と協力し合えるのは助かる。今のはそんなんじゃないから気にするな。
Sure, servant isn't suffering from a gang slash wound to the chest, except for the part where she literally is at the moment because Heracles deleted most of her torso region. Yeah,
That's fair.
but like not in the same way that she deleted Archer. She can kind of still fight. Her face turns mischievous.
なんだよ。つまんないこと言ったら契約破棄するからな。するぞ。
That wouldn't end well.
That would be a poor choice on your part there, Shiro.
Death seems to come for you pretty quickly when you're not working with Rin on things.
Well, the good news is we're not dying anymore today or tomorrow.
あなた、女の子の手を握るの初めてだったんでしょ。
Yes.
なんだ、顔が広いように見えて白っては奥手なんだ。
違う。そんなんじゃなくて、ただ。
Also, as a reminder, last session, Shiro literally got cut in fucking half and then basically just put his legs back on like a new pair of pants and walked it off in literal minutes somehow. That's right.
Yeah, because he's super leeching from his servant.
There's no way in hell I could say I got embarrassed because it was her. And, yeah, fine. I haven't really touched a girl so intimately before, but... And no, Fujine doesn't count, neither does Sakura for that matter. She's more like something from a different planet than someone of a different gender.
って、
What did Tosaka just say?
聞いてた通り、ほんと顔に出るのね。まあ、今のは追求しないであげましょう。変につっついて意地を張られても困るし。じゃあ、まずは鉄撃。これあげるから強力な証と思って。
I don't know where she'd been keeping it, but she tugs out a giant book and slaps it on the table.
Obviously, she has a pocket dimension.
Asked Tardis. It looks like a diary. There's no title, and the cover is wine red. It seems to be Tosaka's trademark color.
私の父さんの持ち物だけど、もういらないからあげる。一人前のマスターには必要ないものだけど、あなたには必要だと思って。
She says magic for dummies written across the front. Where we finally get the book. This is where we get the book.
じ
Yes.
ゃあちょっと失礼して。
I open to a random page. And then there's nothing written on the pages, but a strange image suddenly pops into my head. New servant data added. New weapon data added.
遠坂、なんだよこれ。
各サーバントの能力表よ。聖杯戦争には決められたルールがあるのはもう分かってるでしょ。それはサーバントにも当てはまるの。 まず呼び出される英霊は7人だけ。その7人も聖杯があらかじめ作っておいたクラスになることで召喚が可能となる。英霊そのものを引っ張ってくるより、その英霊に近い役割を作っておいて、そこに本体を呼び出すっていうやり方ね。口寄せとか降霊術は呼び出した霊を術者の中に入れて何らかの助言をさせるでしょ。それと同じ。時代の違う霊を呼び出すにはあらかじめ箱を用意しておいた方がいいのよ。
クラス。ああ、それでセイバーはセイバーなのか。
I mean, that's technically true unless you happen to be Alaya, in which case you can just summon servants because, you know, you're literally the planet.
そういうこと。英霊たちは正体を隠すものだって言ったでしょ。だから本名は絶対口にしない。自然で、その用意されたクラスはセイバー、ランサー、アーチャー、ライダー、キャスター、アサシン、バーサーカーの7つ。
Otherwise known as Slarkab. It's like special in Fallout, but, you know, Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, Berserker, Slarkab.
I know how the Slarkab works.
Well, there you go, exactly. Exactly 7 servants. Only 7. Those are all of the classes forever. We swear. Never mind Ruler, Avenger, Alter Ego, Foreigner, Pretender,
How is Tyrant?
Shielder, Beast. I feel like I'm missing some.
Hang
Moon
on.
Cancer.
Bio will tell you eventually.
I feel like I still might be missing one. In other materials,
聖
Launcher.
杯戦争のたびに1つや2つはクラスの変更はあるみたいだけど、今回は基本的なラインナップね。通説によると最も優れたサーバントはセイバーだとか。
This lineup may differ depending on the Holy Grail War, but we have classic lineup this round. So they did leave wiggle room for there being other classes, sort of.
I don't see. I definitely wasn't in the original translation that we read, but also, the other classes, the extra classes, are like really special cases, and they're not really supposed to be summoned except in extenuating circumstances. So, you know,
これらのクラス
that
は
would
そ
be
れ
summoning
ぞれ
illegal
特徴がある
servants,
んだけど、
basically.
サーバント自体の能力は呼び出された英霊の格によって変わるから注意して。
英霊の核。あ、つまり生前どれくらい強かったかってことか。
それもあるけど、彼らの能力を支えるのは知名度よ。生前何をしたか、どんな武器を持っていたかってのは不変のものだけど、彼らの基本能力はその時代でどのくらい有名なのかで変わってくるわ。
So basically, this is where she's explaining what's called a fame boost. The more famous you are, the stronger you are. Which means people like Heracles or King fucking Arthur are ridiculously overpowered. Whereas, like, some nobody that most people have never heard of, like, oh, I don't know, Saint Olga, for instance, would not be tremendously powerful.
I love Saint Olga to be a servant.
I
though.
keep waiting for it, and they don't do it, and I don't know why, but, like, it's probably because nobody knows who the fuck Saint Olga of Kiev is, but...
Except us. And everyone we've introduced her to.
Let's see. Saber, Archer, Lancer, Rider, Assassin, Berserker, Avenger, Ruler, Moon Cancer, Alter Ego, Pretender, Foreigner... Message retracted. Fuck! I didn't get through it fast enough, Bio, goddammit! And you miscast her, but whatever.
It's the wrong button news.
Whatever.
It's funny.
Moving on.
How has Bio not been made a moderator on this channel yet?
Because Bio doesn't like power.
英霊は神様みたいなものだから、 人間に崇められるほど強さが増すの。
Just saying, Saint Olga of Kiev would be an absolutely badass. But what would you even classify her as? Because
You need to understand, Bio is a mod in the Discord, and then he quit the Discord. So, can't have that again.
fair. But well, what class would you even put Saint Olga in?
Avenger.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah.
Avenger. No question.
Yeah, that's fair. that's very fair. She launched a gigantic fuck you murder genocide because people killed her husband. And became a saint because she brought Catholicism to Russia. She converted her grandson
Grandson.
to Catholicism and became a saint because of it.
存在が濃くなるとでも言うのかしらね。信仰を失っ
Patron
た洗
saint
礼が
of
洗礼に落
widows
ちるのと
and
一緒で、
wronged women, I
人々に
believe.
忘れ去られた英雄にはそう大きな力はない。もっとも忘れられていようが知られていなかろうが、元が強力な英雄だったらある程度の能力は維持できると思うけど。
じゃあ多くの人が知っている英雄で、かつその武勇伝も並外れていたら、
間違いなく A ランクのサーバントでしょうね。
You know, like Heracles, for instance.
そういった意味でもバーサーカーは最強かもしれない。何しろギリシャ神話における最も有名な英雄だもの。
Yeah, seriously,
信
name
頼の
another
英雄
hero
た
from
ち
Greek
は
mythology.
それだけで
Go.
特殊な宝具を持っているっていうのに、英雄自
Who's
体が
part
強い
of
んじゃ手の
Hercules
打ち
because
よう
of,
がな
you
い。
know, Disney.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we're talking Greek legends and mythology,
Yeah.
wouldn't that include Medusa?
Is Medusa really a hero?
Well, no. Hero, no, but figure from mythology, sure.
Fair, okay.
Let's see. I mean, if we're taking into consideration that by allowing demigods, you'd be allowing gods, Zeus, Hades, the Pegasus.
So Zeus is the
Be a writer. Just be his own thing.
maybe theoretically. Zeus is, by the way, a giant, like mecha. Just so you know.
You're lying.
No, that was literally a plot point in the Atlantis Lost Belt. Yeah, all of the Greek gods are actually gigantic, like spaceships, essentially.
Okay, then what's their justification for Heracles?
Well, Heracles isn't he's not a full god, he's a demigod.
Right, but if he's a demigod, then how did a spaceship...
Don't worry about it, they can turn into humans.
Uh,
They can take human form, obviously. How else would Zeus fuck everything that moves?
Why did they make them spaceships?
As Bio says, the Greek gods are all robots from space. That's why Heracles looks like he has rocks jutting out of him.
Why did they do that?
Because of reasons.
These people.
But I'm amazed you haven't landed on, like, you know, Iliad and Odyssey to hit, like, Odysseus.
I mean, Helen of Troy.
Or to hit, Circe.
So, I love Circe. You know I love Circe. But in terms of, you know, people who really stand out...
Jason.
What... There's... I want to say, if you follow the family trees, she's a cousin to Circe. Super heavily involved in Jason and the Argonaut story. Starts with an F?
Yeah, Medea,
Yes.
first of all. And second of all, I think she was her niece.
Maybe. I vaguely recall both of them having something to do with, like, the Oceanids and crazy ridiculousness.
Niece is correct, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Medea was sort of Jason's wife, as it were. Yeah, as Bio says, if the Greek gods weren't from space, how else could they have ancient Greek kill satellites? Like Artemis, for instance.
I am so glad that we don't have a camera on my face while we are playing this game. Because to quote the kids at my school, Miss Sarah, when you get frustrated, you just blink for really long periods of time.
Although we're not going to talk about Artemis. Bio doesn't want to talk about Artemis.
Oh, I also just name dropped myself. God damn it.
Did you?
I did.
I didn't hear it.
It comes with the territory of this week being complete and utter shit anytime I think about my work persona. It's just too real. It's fine.
登坂、その宝具ってなんだ?
So you just need to use your proper, work pseudonym and just refer to yourself as Miss Ashley. Fucking never goddamn forget.
No one has done that in years. Largely because anyone that could remember the time I worked with Miss Ashley is literally, like, even the kids who were in kindergarten at the time are now in high school, and that's depressing. That's so depressing. And yes, Bio, I know Inu and I and Sarge and Elle have made that mistake many times. Like, all of our actual names are out there across the channel at this point a dozen times over.
Oh
but,
no, what a tragedy.
Yeah. So what's a noble phantasm?
Yeah, let's talk about noble
生前
phantasms.
使っていたシンボル。英雄と魔剣聖剣の類はセットでしょ。要するに彼らの武装のことよ。
Asterisk, it does not have to be a weapon. It could be armor, it could be some high concept shit like 12 labors, for instance. It could be, I mean, I guess it's pretty much that. It's like an ability, concept, weapon, or armor that a servant had and used while they were alive.
武器ってセイバーの見えない剣とか?
まあね。あれがどんな曰くを持っているか知らないけど、セイバーのあれは間違いなく宝具でしょう。
Also, servants can have more than one. I mean, I'll give you one guess as to what Artoria's is, but she also has like 2 or 3 more?
言うまでもないと思うけど、英雄ってのは人名だけじゃ伝説には残れない。彼らにはそれぞれトレードマークとなった武器がある。それが奇跡を願う人々の思いの結晶。
Oh, yeah.
ノーブルファンタズムとされる最上級の武装なわ
Sometimes it's
け。
just the ability to shoot lightning from your hands, like Tesla. Or bend bridges by yelling really loud if your name happens to be, who'd you know?
Why? Why?
Why to which? The
Why-
bending
why
bridges by
bending
yelling.
bridges?
It was just her thing. That's Garden of Sinners stuff. I don't actually know. I haven't seen Garden of Sinners. I just know she bends bridges. That's her thing.
要するに強力なマジックアイテムってことか。
そうそう。ぶっちゃけた話、英霊だけでは強力な魔術、神秘には太刀打ちできないわ。
Or yeah, if you're young Saint Martha, it's the ability to make a really good Christmas meal. She was Santa that year. Don't worry about it. We get a different Santa every year. It's fine.
けれど、
One time it was
そこに
Artoria.
宝具が絡んでくる
Of
と
course
話
it
は別
was.
よ。
The
Why
first-
wouldn't it have been?
The first time it was Artoria, actually.
宝具を操る英霊は数段格上の精霊さえ打ち滅ぼす。
Yeah, I need to get around to KNK.
何しろ伝説上に現れる聖剣魔剣はほとんど魔法の域に近いんだもの。
I'm just kind of waiting for them to make KNK a visual novel instead.
最強の幻想種である竜を殺す剣だの万里をかける靴だの果ては神殺しの魔剣まで。
They have swords that can kill dragons, for instance, Siegfried or Sigurd, most powerful species of phantasmals. Shoes allowed the wearer to travel thousands of miles, like Hermes' sandals, for instance, or magical swords that can kill deities.
You know what's funny? When I was
Demonic sword Garm, for
when
instance.
I was reading Magical Shoes, my brain cut off at reading there and went, the ruby slippers. It's just Wizard of Oz, this bitch.
Basically.
ともかくこれで無敵じゃないはずがないっていうぐらい英霊たちが持つ武装は桁が違う。サーバントの戦いはこの宝具のぶつかり合いにあると言っても過言じゃないわ。
つまり英霊であるサーバントは必ず一つその宝具を持ってるってことだな。
You remember that Shinai in the one Tiger Dojo that Taiga was like smacking Illy upside the head with?
Mm-hmm.
Also a noble phantasm. True story.
ええ、原則として一人の英霊が持てるのは一つの宝具だけとされるわ。
Bullshit! I declare bullshit on that, Tosaka. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Also, hasn't her own spirit wielded not their actual thing that they just keep summoning out of the ether? So wouldn't that imply she knows she's lying as she says this?
Tosaka, see, the thing is, Tosaka is just mistaken about a lot of things. I mean, technically, I suppose Dorothy wouldn't be entirely out of the realm of possibility, but let's be real, it would just be Elizabeth Bathory again doing a Wizard of Oz plot. Yeah, probably.
大抵は剣とか槍ね。ほら、中国に破山剣ってあるじゃない？一振りしかできないけど、その一振りで山をも立つっていう魔術品。それと似たようなものだと思う。もっとも、宝具はその神明を呪文にして発動する奇跡だから、そうおいそれと使えるものじゃないんだけど。
Can they not? Tell that to Melusine.
武器の名前を口にするだけで発動するんだろ？なんだってそれでおいそれと使えないなんてことになるんだ？
Well, think about it, Shiro. As soon as you say the weapon's name, everybody knows who the fuck you are immediately.
あのね、武器の名前を言えば、そのサーバントがどこの英雄か分かっちゃうじゃない。
Rin thinks she knows a lot and does, but she
武
likely
器の
doesn't
名
know
前
as
が
much
分
as
か
she
れば、
thinks she
持ち
does.
主の名前
Yeah.
もおのずと知れてしまう。そうなったら、長所も短所も丸分かりでしょ？
なるほど。あ、そりゃ確かに。
Now that I think back, when Lancer used his noble phantasm, Saber immediately figured out his identity. Something about Ireland's Child of Light. Okay, so servants are separated by classes, and each of them are heroic spirits suited to the class. They're all concealing their identities, and the weapons that they wield are the most powerful aces they've got up their sleeve, but they can't use it freely or they'd wind up revealing their identity, except for the ones that they can use freely, because technically they're noble phantasms, but they're not like the trump card noble phantasm.
以上でサーバントについての講義は終わり。詳しいことはその本を見ればわかるから、一息ついたら目を通しなさい。慣れてくれば、その本がなくても直感でサーバントを判断できるようになるから。さて、それじゃあ私は戻るけど。
ああ、お疲れ様。
I'm still sitting on the floor, so I look up at Tosaka as she gets ready to leave.
協力関係になったからって間違わないでね。私とあなたはいずれ戦う関係にある。 最後の日になって他のマスターたちが倒れているにしろ全員健在であるにしろ、これだから私を人間と見ない方が楽よ、エミヤ君。
After making very clear where we stand, Tosaka leaves for her home. And like a gentleman, I watch her leave and don't walk her home. I can already feel myself getting less and less stressed
Please,
once Tosaka leaves.
He didn't even walk her out.
He just sat there
on the
It's like,
floor.
Can you find your way out on your own? Alright, cool. See you at school, I guess. My feverish body is suddenly overcome with exhaustion, and I collapse to the floor.
Which, at least I didn't have to go very far, because I never stood up in the first place.
Yeah, Lancer's actually one of those ones I would have gotten, but for a really odd reason. There was a book series I read when I was younger that had a single book where the character was like living with their aunt for a summer, and their aunt lived in Ireland, and a lot of that book revolved around Irish mythology. So one of the characters was like an avatar of Lu, and then so I got to know a bunch of the Celtic kind of mythology through that, including but not limited to Ku. So
Why do I not remember this series? I tended to
because
steal
you
books from
didn't read it, which is a miracle. I have no idea how you didn't read it when the first book in the series was titled. Well, no, you've heard part of it because we listened to part of the audiobooks on the way back from vacation one time. That's the series that started with So You Want to Be a Wizard, but that wasn't until A Wizard Abroad, which was I think book 5, that they did the Ireland thing.
Ah, okay.
So you got as far. I know you definitely got to Deep Wizardry, which is book 2. I can't remember if you made it to High Wizardry, book 3, but I don't think so. I think we were still in Deep Wizardry. And
Well, I've finished Deep Wizardry since, because I started working back through the series as my my driving to and from work car fun times audiobook. But yeah, I haven't actually gotten past Deep Wizardry because I keep getting distracted by other books coming out.
True story. I lie on my side to try to ignore the nausea creeping back over me. The ticking of the clock echoes throughout the quiet living room.
マスター同士の戦いか。
Oh, I didn't realize Fire lives not that overly far away from Ireland.
Oh, it's not that far between Ireland and the UK. I still don't understand what the heck that is. All I know is that I don't know much. It may have felt more real to me if I was even a little more interested in the Holy Grail.
なぜだろう。聖杯には嫌悪感しか湧かない。
I feel like that's the correct response to the Holy Grail and the Grail Wars hero.
No, it's desire. You're supposed to want the Grail.
No! I don't want to be in a murder game!
Why not? Grail that supposedly grants wishes. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's an artifact powerful enough to summon servants. It may not grant every wish, but it's more than valuable enough for a mage. And yet, I have no interest. I might be skeptical because it doesn't feel real to me, but I also feel it's not fair to take a shortcut like that.
それに、選定方法が戦いだっていうのもタチが悪い。
Well, No, that just decides who gets to make the wish. The selection process for the war is completely arbitrary.
Yeah, it's whoever happens to summon the thing, as I understand it.
Well, yes, but also no, because you kind of need to be selected as a master by the Grail as well. So, like, before Shiro even summoned Saber, he was already getting the bruise on his hand for where the command seal was going to be.
Wait. It starts as a bruise.
Well, did for Shiro at any rate.
Didn't Sakura have a bruise on her hand?
Yeah, I think so, but she also said she, like, banged it into something.
Yeah, I don't believe her for 3 seconds with the way this game works. Yes or no, Inu?
What route are we in? We're in the Fate route?
Yes.
No.
It's her asshole brother, isn't it?
Which route are we in? Fate route?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Go figure.
Yeah. No. Fate route Shinji. Mm-hmm. Yet, this is a game of musical chairs. No matter how I feel about it, I'll need to overcome my competition to survive now that I'm involved.
Okay, purely a wild guess here. Lancer?
You have to remember why Shinji... Remember Shinji was brought up in that conversation. Yeah. Shinji was brought up in the conversation where she said she, like, hurt her hand. True story.
So genuine question, purely because I think it'd be funny. Lancer for him?
No.
Ah, damn.
No.
Because I would be so satisfied for Lancer, for cocky-ass Lancer being paired with him.
No, Lancer's actually too cool of a guy for Shinji, is the problem.
I love the chat's like, no, he wishes.
Yeah. Shinji wishes he had Lancer. Not even Lancer is that unlucky. And one of the methods to get rid of competition could be to involve and harm other innocent people. That's why... Yorokobe Shonen. My reason to fight in the Holy Grail War is not to survive and win. It's to survive and stop everyone else from winning. To do everything I can to stop those who'll try to win by any means necessary. 99% sure if Lancer had Shinji as his master, he'd just kill him. Yeah, true story. Like, Lancer would just, without hesitation, turn around and stab Shinji through the chest.
Lancer wouldn't stand for that little shit.
No, not even a little bit. Not even for a second would he deal with Shinji. I feel dizzy again. That's not surprising.
I mean, in all fairness, their egos would cancel each other out. They'd hate each other by virtue because neither one of them likes to think anybody else gets to be as much of a hot shit as them. At least from the way Lancer's presented so far.
I'm actually kind of surprised you remembered that Sakura Bruce thing. That was like a one-off conversation that she and Shiro had like 3 days ago in time.
Well, I think Rin commented on it too when she was walking home and Rin saw her with that random like dude bro.
Oh yeah, the blonde guy. The foreigner, yeah.
Who's definitely not also relevant. Because I know how these sorts of games work, but...
Well, look, Chekhov's gun. Don't worry about it.
But that's, again, that's why my brain went... No, it mentioned other people with... Like, I didn't pick up on Shiro having had a bruise before Artoria showed up and he had a command seal. I didn't remember that, but I did remember the fact that Rin made a super... That both Rin and Shiro made a big deal about Sakura being hurt, so...
Yeah, Shiro mentioned, like, the day before the Artoria summoning that he thought he'd hurt his hand or something because he had a bruise on the back of it.
Yeah, I didn't. Oh, where he was like, I must have whacked it on something in my sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel dizzy again, but that's not surprising.
And I wrote it off because I, as an adult,
Yeah,
also
we had a
randomly
conversation
wake
about how
up
we
bruised.
injure ourselves in our sleep. Yeah. That was the start of his command seal.
So I thought literally nothing of that until you mentioned it, and then I went, wait a second, who else has been mentioned as having bruised hand?
But we have to, we have to remember the timeline too, right? Because Sakura had that bruise, and that would have been after Reen had already summoned Archer. Right? And so if the command seals had been formed, that would have meant that she would have had to have summoned a servant after Reen, but before Shiro, and we know that's not a thing. Because we know Archer and Saber were the last two servants summoned.
Fair.
No matter how much my body appears healed, it wasn't nearly split in half it was nearly split in half just a few hours ago. Yeah, that heal leeching off your servant is something else, ain't it? This feeling isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I felt this way for the rest of my life. I was very nearly killed 3 times in one day. Technically, no. Twice were in one day, and the third was technically on the next day. We were after midnight at the time you got cut in half.
And technically, you weren't nearly killed one of those times. You were dead. Reen brought you back from the dead.
Also, yeah, as much as the series tries to portray mages as being chosen by the Grail, it really is just kind of random BS. The Fourth War, they did just give some rando who wasn't even a mage, like, who didn't even have any magical ability at all, a servant. There's like, here you go! There's no denying that someone with no power will wind up hurt if they participate in battle. Hey, sure, speaking of you putting your legs back on like a pair of pants, how's your servant who was nearly cut in half doing? Yeah, see, Saber's just been missing this entire conversation with Reen.
I'm going with she's out back training and completely fine.
Then that girl got hurt trying to protect me. Ugh. Oh, that's my everything. I try to sit back up.
そうだ、あいつ。
Oh shit, Saber! I can't believe myself. I completely forgot about her because Tosaka had settled herself in my living room. Maybe it's more that I was just avoiding thinking about her. I'm such a coward. I was avoiding thinking about the girl who was bleeding miserably.
I feel like most people would probably try to avoid thinking about the person they'd almost witness get, super turbo murder killed in front of them.
Just give her a burger. She'll be fine. Even though I was the reason she got hurt in the first place.
遠坂のやつで肝心なことは外しやがって。
I shoved myself back up to my feet. Tosaka never said anything about Saber. The only thing she said was that she and Saber brought me home, but she didn't elaborate. Yeah, dude literally just deadass forgot Artori existed. The very first thing I should have asked was whether the girl was safe since Berserker wounded her.
Oh shit, I forgot about my
Hot blonde European girlfriend, yeah, right? What is it with fucking Type Moon protagonists and forgetting about their hot blonde European girlfriends? I suppress my nausea as I make my way through the mansion. Saber is nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest rooms, but I can't find her. Have you tried the dojo?
Have you tried your shed shack magician's workshop?
あの格好なんだ。いればすぐにわかるってのに。
Yeah, but what if she put on a raincoat, Shiro?
You forgot about the please believe me. The please believe me is important, I feel. Oh yeah, the hot blonde European girlfriend, please believe me, yes.
Her armor's in camouflage, unless you make her wear a raincoat.
Or if you're in, like, 10th century England.
Or you're at a rent fair.
Or you put her in a raincoat. Even so, fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly, servants can turn into spirit forms, but unfortunately she can't with me. No, first of all,
マスターだなんて言うけど、俺のどこがあいつのマスターだって言うんだ。
I don't even know what Saber is or how servants are able to exist. The
Even
Grail.
though Reen's explained it to you
Yeah,
like 3 times now.
The answer is the Grail, Shiro. You don't need to think about it. Don't worry about it. It's the Grail.
Would people even believe him having a blonde European girlfriend? No. No, they wouldn't.
Shinji would just call him a liar.
Shinji would demand proof, is what he'd do.
I don't think Shinji would even do that. I think Shinji would just assume Shiro was lying and not even, like, entertain the idea. It's like a new soldier suddenly gets awarded with a tank. But what's fortunate is that this tank has an autopilot. Even if the soldier's incompetent, the tank will run on its own. I bang my head against the pillar, frustrated by my own thoughts.
何腐ってるんだ、バカ。今のはとんでもなく失礼な弱音だった。
I apologize to the blonde girl internally. My internal blonde girl. Right now, I need to find her and see if she's okay.
ここにもいない。
I mean, worst case scenario, you can order her to come with a command seal. I've looked around the entire house.
Including my hallway of nothing but
But you-
cabinets.
Yeah. My entryway with all of my cabinets. All of my dressers and my armoires and what such. I keep them all in the front hall.
There's also a singular painting above one of them.
Well, yeah, as you do. It's the size of a traditional Japanese inn, but I played hide and seek with Fujine when I was a kid, so I know the most efficient way to search it. She must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself.
庭か蔵か、それとも。
She told me she was going to protect me. She's not likely to leave the house.
もしかして。
I suddenly remember another place. If she's not in the house, the yard, or the shed where we first met. There's another big building within the compound.
間違いない。きっとあそこだ。
I head over, as quick as I can. My destination is the Kendo Dojo in a detached building. Why is it this bright out here? Isn't it like 3 in the morning? Getting a little nervous. If she's not there, I'll have to accept that she's just disappeared. Oh no, I guess we fell asleep. It's probably like mid-morning now. I realized something. I have no clue who she is, but I still want her to be here. I enter an enclosed room, completely absent any ornamentation.
Except for the things behind the bonsai tree. That's the bonsai tree and those little art hangs and the one over it are technically ornamentation. Just saying.
It's not a room to live in, and it's a dojo, designed only for training.
Fire says I can't see the dojo and not expect Tiger Dojo to start.
I know, right? It's so weird being here without Tiger Dojo. Within the tranquil room, lit by the sun,
Is Artoria.
she sits, as if she's always belonged there. The place is hushed, serene. The sunlight coming in is white and untainted, allowing the girl to be one with the dojo. It's the same girl who wielded her sword without hesitation, protecting me from Lancer last night, under the moonlight.
And she's in a school uniform type deal for some reason.
Oh, no, not really a school uniform, but that golden mane of hers, which had soaked in the blue-white moonlight, now glitters in the sunlight. And then I remember. This is exactly how I felt when I first saw her. She was clad in armor, wielding her sword, and silently overwhelming the enemy. No, when you first saw her, she was just standing over you on the ground. The extraordinary sight of her isn't what surprised me. In fact, it didn't matter how she looked. Even if she'd been covered in mud, I don't think my reaction would have been any different. What exactly is mud? Anyway.
Oh, it's wet dirt.
But what's wet dirt? The girl,
Impregnated smut.
the girl who had so moved me is still right here, in front of me.
Bio, let's not get into this again.
I just admire her. Forgetting even to breathe.
Creeper.
The hell with being a master in the Holy Grail War. In this moment, I have completely accepted the girl called Saber.
Creep.
I don't know how much time elapsed. Forgetting to breathe sure is a lame dead end, Shiro. Saber opens her eyes as if waking from slumber. For thousands of years I've slumbered. I sound disappointed, and my voice echoes through the dojo in silence. Saber notices and stands up without making a sound. She walks toward me before I can think of what to say.
目が覚めたのですね、シロ。
Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air.
ああ、ついさっき目が覚めた。
I managed to answer, at least.
シロ、顔色が優れないようですが、やはり体調は悪いのですか？
あ、違う、体調はいい。すごくいい。
I recoil from her. I avert my eyes and try to get my heartbeat under control before my chest bursts.
It's not your chest area I'd be worried about if I were you, Shiro.
Shiro, you woke up like an hour ago. Rin was talking for a while in there.
落ち着け。何緊張してんだ、俺は。
I take a deep breath. But I don't think this feeling is going away anytime soon.
なんだって着替えてるんだよ、あいつ。
Saber's appearance is drastically different from yesterday.
Goodbye, Shiro, no. This isn't that kind of game anymore.
Her outfit is so ordinary in stark contrast to her armor.
Contrast?
Her appearance takes me by surprise. She seems more real, which confuses the hell out of me.
Would you prefer she seem super imaginary, Shiro?
I thought she would be more plastic.
Would you rather she be more imaginary like everyone else's hot European girlfriend?
I mean, yeah, he doesn't want to feel, different from people, right? He wants his hot blonde imaginary girlfriend to also be hot blonde imaginary and, European, right? Seriously, she's drop dead gorgeous. I mean, I saw that yesterday, but it's actually setting in now.
シロ、
As soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. Then again, I wasn't looking everywhere for her just to stay silent. It's uncomfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever.
セイバーだったよな。 こうやって落ち着いて話すのは初めてだけど。
Fire, I really don't get why all of you are so obsessed with that yellow coat.
Yeah, that yellow coat would be a big upgrade right now.
No.
I bite the bullet. Again, I'm fairly certain that if he had summoned the older Artori, I sure would have literally exploded on the spot with how little control he has over himself.
Ugh.
But then,
シロ、話の前に昨夜の件について言っておきたいことがあります。
Hard to disagree. The raincoat is yellow. If it were a pink raincoat, maybe. But no. Nothing with the color yellow in it is peak ever.
nah, that raincoat was pretty peak. I mean, we all know Willow's getting a yellow raincoat for Christmas. This is not a question.
And you know as well as I do that I explicitly stated last week on stream that I will not accept a raincoat as a Christmas or birthday present from you. No.
You don't seem to understand is that the reason we like the raincoat is because it's so terrible looking. Exactly.
You're right, Bio. I don't understand you.
She interrupts me, obviously displeased, making her entire earlier calm hard to fathom.
いいけど、なんだよ。
She needs to scold you for jumping in front of a fucking serpent, you
ですから
dumbass.
昨夜の件です。シロは私のマスターでしょう。そのあなたがあのような行動をしては困る。戦闘は私の領分なのですから、シロは自分の役割に徹してください。
Artoria, your master's kind of a fucking idiot. I don't think you're gonna have any luck with that.
In fact, he'd prefer for you to not be fighting things because you're a girl. Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tone is enough to make me forget my anxiety.
なんだよそれ。あの時はああでもしなけりゃお前が切られてたじゃないか。
その時は私が死ぬだけでしょう。シロが傷つくことではなかった。繰り返しますが、
I'm not sure I agree with you, Ellie. You would not have been a hurt state.
マスターであるあなたが私
Yeah,
を
I'm
かば
pretty
う
sure
必
if
要
you
はあり
had
ませ
been
んし、
died, he would
そ
also
んな理
have
由も
been
ないでしょ
died.
う。
The girl speaks frankly. She's very clerical.
バカ言ってんな。女の子を助けるのに理由なんているもんか。
The words just pop out before I can think about it. Saber stiffens as if surprised to see me upset at her. I find myself taking a step back under her severe expression. Now I just feel embarrassed, like I've said something incredibly tone deaf.
That doesn't look that severe of an expression to me.
ともかく、うちまで運んでくれたのは助かった。それに関しては礼を言う。
それはどうも。サーバントがマスターを守護するのは当たり前ですが、感謝をされるのは嬉しい。
A
シロは礼
dumbass.
儀正しいのですね。
Could you maybe just not be a dumbass? I already had more than enough idiots to deal with back in my day. No can do, Saber. Getting cut in half is my specialty. Hero, don't be a girl, Saber, and I won't protect you, Saber. Saber, you are capping Shiro and you know it. I don't know what any of that means.
I do.
Stop. I don't understand youth.
いや、別に礼儀正しくなんかないぞ。俺。
Imagine spending your entire life tearing through armies and mythical beasts just for some random to be like, you're a girl, lame. There's something more pressing that I need to bring up. Something I should have asked as soon as I got home yesterday.
Well unconscious.
Is she willing to be my servant And is she really alright with fighting with me in this war?
話を戻すぞ、セイバー。いや、改めて聞くけど、お前のことはセイバーって呼んでいいのか？
はい。サーバントとして契約を交わした以上、私は白の剣です。その命に従い、敵を撃ち、あなたを守る。
Saber does not hesitate in the slightest to give her answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt.
俺の剣になるか。
Io, I think you mistyped that. I'm pretty sure you meant to write, what an awkward breakpoint.
No, it would be what an awkward break.
私を呼び出したのではないのですか?
Point.
違う。俺がお前を呼び出したのは。
Actually, I don't know how I wound up summoning you. You just kind of showed up. I couldn't just tell her it was a big weird coincidence.
Why not? I'm pretty sure she knows you have 0 magical talent.
Well, you see, Saber, I didn't exactly mean to summon a servant. I was just in my shed getting stabbed to death by a man with a spear, and suddenly you showed up. As you do. And actually, I didn't even summon her. Saber just kind of appeared when I was in trouble and saved me. And here we are.
This kind of bullshit is why I pretended to be a man. Hearing "you're a girl, lol" a million times over would kill me before any of my enemies did.
I became Saber's master, and I got looped in this battle to the death. This holy grail war. I didn't mean to summon you. I was just busy getting stabbed to death for the 2nd time in one night, and you suddenly popped into existence. Yeah, I didn't choose any of this. I'm still just an apprentice mage who got caught up in a battle way beyond my abilities. I shake my head, trying to stop myself from whining. No more of that. Enough of that. By the way, she still doesn't have that line, but I did find out that one of her costumes gives her Destructo discs back.
Yay! Wait, why do costumes change what you're capable of doing?
Only 2 of them in the entire game do. One for her that gives her Destructo discs, and one that was like either a pre-order bonus or a deluxe edition bonus that gives the base version of Goku from Super access to a Power Pole Blast too.
So you'll appreciate this. Last week on Monday during the team meeting for work, I was sitting next to a friend of mine who's also very big into video games, and I'd been talking about how, you know, I'd spent literally the entire weekend playing a game that had just released, and he assumed, because of conversations he and I have had about, like, video game tastes, he assumed I was playing the new DBZ game, because he knew I'd said I'd played a lot of Budokai Tenkaichi. And he's like, how have you been liking it? I'm like, well, actually, fun fact, I've not played much of it. I watched a little bit of my brother play it on release day or shortly thereafter.
I think it was technically release day the day I was playing it. I just had it for like a week at that point.
And And I said, but honestly, I'm mad at it because it took away my favorite line for Android 18 and it took away her Destructo disc, and I'm very sad about it. These are the sorts of conversations I have with my coworkers before meetings, by the way.
Oh, how do you bet servants summoned in the modern day must feel about having brain rot meme knowledge beamed into their brains by the Grail so they can properly understand the current society?
By the way, I pressed the A button.
Can you imagine, like, the servant gets summoned and the first thing that the Grail puts into their head is Baby Shark? I can't just drop everything and run. This will be the last time I whine aloud or think negatively, ever, I swear.
Bullshit.
Yeah. No matter how I get involved, I've decided to fight.
シロ、
いや、なんでもない。けど、セイバー、俺についても勝ち目は薄いぞ。俺は遠坂みたいに知識も力もないから、明日にでも昨日みたいなことになりかねない。
They were like, bitch, please, I've had enough power for both of us.
Bitch, I could take Heracles.
それは戦う意志がないということですか？
戦う意志はある。ただ、賞賛がないから、そんな俺についていいのかって言いたいんだ。
Saber going from the most heinous battle in history to a skibbity toilet.
You know, the back of my advent calendar says it contains one baguette.
Interesting. Just imagine how annoyed it must be for an older mage to get a servant just for them to start subconsciously quoting random meme garbage the mage doesn't understand in the slightest. I don't think it's right for someone to get hurt on my behalf. Even if I'm weak, having Saber fight and having her get hurt like that, I would feel really bad for anyone that, like, summoned, like, who, like, went out of their way to get a catalyst and intentionally summoned Shonagon only to have her be a Zoomer Kira archer on him and just, like, start taking pictures and fucking just quoting stupid bullshit meme crap. It's just so funny.
No, you summon, like...
I wanted the poetry masters, not this fucking Zoomer.
No, you summon, like, Shakespeare, and instead of being Shakespeare, all Shakespeare wants to do is TikTok dances. Summon all the thespians, and they're all just, like, TikTok flash mobbing.
I can't stand that happening again.
私のマスターはあなたです、シロ。これはどうあっても変わらない。サーバントに
If I could, I'd pick green.
No, Shakespeare would just want to troll everyone. He loves trolling people. He really does. She's right. That is the whole reason Saber's my servant.
I mean, guys, we owe a lot of the English language to Shakespeare because he decided that using normal words wouldn't fit his rhyming scheme, so he made up a fuck ton of them. And people just went, yeah, okay, guess that's a word now.
Now that he's said it, it must be canon. If it's true, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions as best I can. You turned on auto mode!
I think I stopped it.
Be careful with those shoulder buttons.
ええ。ですがシロ、私のマスターに敗北は許さない。あなたに賞賛がなければ私が作る。
If you can't win, I guess I'm just gonna have to win for you.
Right? Trying to break John's brain is basically Billiam's favorite
あなたに
pastime.
聖杯を手に入れてもらいます。
But we do have the luxury to unchoose our masters. To obtain the Holy Grail. Tosaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. Saber is no exception. That's why she hasn't hesitated up to this point. But it's also why.
また、セイバー。可能であるすべての手段と言ったな。それは勝つためには手段を選ばないってことか。例えば、
Okay, any mean except
力を得るた
that.
めに人を襲うとか。
I can't finish my sentence. Saber looks at me as if she's looking at an enemy.
シロ、それは可能である手段ではありません。私は私が許す行為しかできない。自分を裏切ることは私には不可能です。剣を持たぬ人間に傷を負わせることなど騎士の視界に反します。
Yeah, but what if he command spells you, though? What if he orders you to attack civilians?
ですが、マスターが命じるのであれば従うしかありません。その場合、私に踏み入る代償としてその刻印を一ついただくことになりますが。
But if you want me to kill random people, you'll have to make me do it. At the same time, I feel relief flooding through me. Saber seemed like a robot because of her extraordinary power and lack of hesitation, but I know now she's not some cold-blooded killer.
ああ、そんなことは絶対にさせない。セイバーの言う通り、俺たちはできる範囲で何とかするしかないからな。本当にすまなかった。
いえ、私もマスターの意図がつかめずに早合点してしまいました。シロは悪くないのですから頭を上げてくれませんか。
ああ、思わず謝ってた。
I raise my head. I don't know what's so funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. Oh, thank God. I was worried you were some amoral serial killer. No, you would have to summon Jack the Ripper. Sorry. Glad she seems happy, so I don't press her.
言い忘れていた。
Jack the Ripper's a fun one. She's a small girl who's the embodiment of all aborted children.
Next thing I know you're going to be telling me that Sweeney Todd and Demon Barber a
昨日一緒にいたアーチャーのマスター。
servant.
Nope. No Sweeney Todd. Yet.
リンですか。そうですね。確かにそれは賢明な判断です。シローがマスターとして成熟するまで彼女には教わるものがあるでしょう。
I wouldn't make you kill civilian Saber. I mean, do I look like some kind of deranged serial killer to you? Why would the girl choose a psychotic serial killer to be a master multiple times? That's a relief. As long as Saber agrees, I can work together with Tosaka without hesitation.
He's really missing the point that Saber doesn't have a whole lot of say in what he does.
The only other thing I need to ask her right now is...
What's your name?
Oh, save. Save it. And before... No. Yeah, that was the save point. Before we go back in, though, we have new options on the side. We have the compendium now. So servant and weapon are both new. So we can...
That fun. is so small.
Yeah, just click into. All right, so this will tell us the things about Saber.
That's also that's all too small to read from that distance.
Saber,
Come
master,
screen save me.
master, Shiro Emiya. True name unknown. Gender female. Height 154 centimeters. Weight 42 kg. Alignment lawful good. She's got a B in strength, C in constitution, C in agility, B in magic, something in luck, I don't know, you've moved away from it. No hero info because we don't know who she is yet. Magic resistance rank A, riding rank B, intuition rank A, and mana burst rank A.
Oh, whoops. I meant to go over to Noble Phantasm.
Barrier of the Wind King.
Which is a unseen sword. It doesn't let the enemy know the weapon's distance. It is simple, but proves to be tremendously effective in hand-to-hand combat. It's a noble phantasm, protected by a powerful magecraft, so it does not mean that the sword itself is invisible. Sword blades sheathed in wind, blah 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 blah, so nobody can see what it does. Blah.
Yep, basically.
Okay.
And we've got Lancer. Master unknown. True name Kuhulin. Gender male, 185 centimeters, 70 kilograms, lawful balanced, which is basically neutral. Look at that A rank in agility. And this is basically just the biography of Kuhulin, Child of Light. His death was really quite sad. He was under a Gios, and he was basically never allowed to eat dog, and then he got fed dog and he died. It's quite sad. He has magic resistance C, battle continuation rank A, disengage rank C, divinity rank B, and soaring spear that plunges with death, Gay Bolg. Yep.
Rank B, type
Anti-personnel,
range
range
2 to 4.
Maximum targets, one people. Yes. And we have Archer. Master Rin, true name unknown, gender male, 187 centimeters and 70 something kg, 78, 79. Neutral balanced. Don't know anything about his NP. His stats are all kind of middling, except for his magic is actually quite good. I bet we have no hero info for him, huh? Oh, look at that. No hero info.
Skill info.
Magic resistance rank D, independent action rank B.
And that's it.
That's it. And we don't know fuck all about his noble phantasm.
Ryder.
Ryder.
Met them.
We haven't met Ryder yet. Correct. Caster.
Caster.
We haven't met Caster yet. Assassin. We've not met Assassin yet. Berserker.
Heracles.
Master. Ilias Veal von Einsburn. True name Heracles. Gender male. Height 253 centimeters. 311 kilograms. Alignment Chaotic Madness. Strength A+, Constitution A, Agility A, Magic A, Luck B, Noble Phantasm A. The greatest hero in Greek mythology. The demigod hero is the product of all the...
It's the product of the chief deities Zeus and a human woman.
And so on. More
So on, down to...
Actually possesses attributes that could allow him to be categorized as any of the regular servant classes, excluding Caster. The best noble phantasm that he owns was earned during the 12 labors. It's a bow and arrow called 9 Lives.
Oh, crud, I meant to look at his skills.
Yes, what do you have? You have Madness Enhancement B, Battle Continuation A, and Mind's Eye False B, and Valor A+, and Divinity A. And his noble phantasm is, I don't know, immortality that was gained from God's hand blessing curse. Turns the body into sturdy armor, nullifies all attacks ranked B or lower. So you can't even hurt him unless your attack is at least B rank.
Which means Archer literally can't do shit to him. So how's Reen supposed to help?
Anyway.
Because if I'm not mistaken...
Well, Archer's strength is D rank, but the attack just has to be B rank.
Okay.
So if his noble phantasm is B rank or higher...
Now, I'm sure, because games like this love throwing wrenches in your plans, that he probably does have something at least B rank. But I find that really laughable when literally only one of his stats is even AB.
Well, yeah.
Because, like, let's look at Lancer. Like, Lancer's stats aren't great by comparison to the other two units that we know.
That E rank luck.
Like, you know, say... And I just assume that her Bs are the result of her being paired with
Saber's
Shiro.
stats are heavily nerfed right now, yes, because Shiro is a trash mage.
Meanwhile, we've got this
Berserker,
wall.
yeah, Heracles is actually paired with a good mage, and also he's fucking Heracles.
I stand by the statement that, you know, Ilya being his partner is kind of terrifying. Because even when all he can do is speak in rectangle, and he's supposed to be literally nuts, he's scared of her. She threatened to kill him and he listened.
Yeah.
Like, that says a lot. That says all you need to know. Okay, weapons.
We have the unnamed axe sword.
So the giant rock.
Yep. The stone sword that Berserker uses. The Einsburns produced it from the foundation of a temple and used it as a catalyst to summon Heracles. Heracles was especially proficient with the bow, but he has lost his weapons and techniques due to his madness enhancement.
Let's see. You noted you found. Oh, cool. He was a catalyst summon.
Yeah. Yeah, the Einsburns are just like, hey, here's this Greek temple. Let's just steal some of it and make a sword out of it and then summon Heracles.
I mean, to be fair, that's a really solid approach if you're this family.
Oh, solid because it was a rock. I get it.
No, because as long as you hold on to it and you make sure you get it back when a Growlmore ends, you can just keep summoning Heracles forever.
I mean, if they could have gotten their hands on the 9 lives bow, they could have gotten an Archer Heracles, and that would have just fucking ruined everybody.
Well, yeah, but in theory, even with this, couldn't they still pull him? Because it's still tied to him, not necessarily this particular manifestation of him.
Maybe. And then we have the Tiger Bamboo Sword, which is the other weapon in here. Shinai, or bamboo swords, are normally used as practice tools instead of steel katana or wooden bokuto. The Shinai was invented by the prominent Japanese swordsman I think that's Kamiizumi Nobusuna. But setting aside the history lecture, the tiger sword is Fujine's favorite. She's been using it to seize the day for the last 5 years. Taiga put a tiger keychain on it, causing her to be disqualified from several official matches due to breach of etiquette. Apparently, the Kendo Club members were both disqualified and disappointed and relieved that she failed to achieve national fame just because of her gaudy sword. To this day, the Fujimura family keeps this baneful blade under lock and key, for it shall not rest until it sees blood spilled.
I think the little keychain's cute.
Yeah, but it did disqualify her from Kendo Nationals, basically. Why is the text in the weapons menu so much easier to read than the text in the servants menu? That's just stupid.
Okay.
Oh, right. None of these choices matter, so just kind of go with your gut on it.
I'm going with my gut instinct of the only other thing I need to ask her right now is, who are you?
You know what the hilarious thing is? Asking her where she gets her clothes gets you affection points with her. I think I need to ask about her real name.
そういえば、遠坂に教えてもらったんだが、サーバントは英霊を召喚して刺激する魔術なんだろう。なら、セイバーはセイバーっていうクラス名じゃない本当の名前があるんだよな。
はい。セイバーというのはこの時代における私の存在意義を表すものです。
そっか。なら、セイバーは本当はなんて言うんだ。遠坂は自分のサーバントがどこの英雄なのか知っておかないと戦いにならないって言ってたんだが。
Servants are heroic spirits. They're heroes who've made a name from themselves throughout history and around the world. For themselves, surely.
I'm sure that's what the proper English would be.
They conceal their identities as well as their skills. A servant's true name isn't something to reveal lightly, but their masters should know. Without knowing their identity, masters won't know a servant's strengths and abilities. Master and servant are one. The pair simply can't battle effectively if one has something to hide. They just couldn't fight like that.
シロ、その件なのですが、どうか無礼を許してほしい。召喚されたサーバントは、まずマスターに神名を告げなくてはならない。
セイバー、制約を果たせないってどうして？
Bio.
You have a real name, right? Yep. What is it? I'm not telling you. Huh? Why not? Because if someone asked you, you'd talk. Yeah, probably would.
私なりに考えた結果です。いかにシローが私の神名を隠そうとしても、シローから知識を奪う術は多くあるでしょう。
See, the thing is, you're shit as a mage, and I don't trust you to be able to keep my secrets.
シローの魔術抵抗はそう高くありませんから、敵が優れた術者ならば精神介入もたやすい。敵の魔術にかかれば、あなたの意志に反して私の神名が明かされてしまう。それを警戒してシローの知識に私の名を入れておきたくないのです。
はあ、そういうことか。そうだよな。暗示をかけられたら俺なんて一発だもんな。
Besides, the practice of revealing a true name is only typical in a normal master-servant relationship. Even if I knew her true name, I wouldn't be able to come up with an effective strategy, and I wasn't even all that interested in the first place.
まあ、そういうことなら秘密にしておこう。俺が未熟な分、注意深くやっていかないとな。
そう言ってもらえると助かります。もっとも、私自身はそう高名なものではありません。バーサーカーに比べれば数段ランクは落ちるでしょうし、知られたところでどうということはないでしょうが。
By the way, to answer the other question of where she got her clothes from, Reen, those are literally just Reen's clothes.
That tracks. But how nice of Reen to loan her something blue.
Yeah, right? How weird of Reen to own something blue.
Right?
Saber's tone is regretful. I hadn't quite expected that. She seems to have a human side to her, which she lets show in revealing how she's frustrated she may be inferior to Berserker as a hero.
いいんじゃないか。切り札は隠しておいてこそ切り札だろ。マスターがこんなだからさ、セイバーが工夫しようとしているのはわかるよ。 それとバーサーカーだけど、あれは反則だろう。セイバーが落ち込むことはないし、それに俺から見たらセイバーは全然負けてない。あんな傷を負ってたのに真正面から打ち合ってたじゃないか。
そうですね。昨夜は不覚を取りましたが、傷が癒えれば違った結果になるでしょう。
I mean, stat-wise, you're no match for Heracles right now because Shiro's shit, but, you know, you are still you, so even if your stats don't really match up, you do have an incredibly busted Noble Phantasm to fall back on. I look away, my response pretty half-hearted. Shiro does have a good point, though. Comparing yourself to Heracles isn't fair because he's fucking Heracles and is busted as fuck in the most unfair way possible.
Although, again, from what I heard from you guys last week, this is the version of him she'd have the easiest time fighting because he's kind of nerfed as a berserker.
This is basically the weakest possible summoning of Heracles because Madness Enhancement is just taking away his ability to, like, think critically and strategize. He's just a giant bonk stick right now. That caught me off guard. When Saber smiles, well, But then! I hear something hit the floor by the door.
The way you said "but then" there.
But then!
That was way too dramatic for anything Shiro related.
どうすん?
I turn to face the sound. At the door,
Is Sakura.
it's Reen! There's Tosaka, a doofle bag at her feet.
Oh, more clothes for Saber.
Or she's moving in with us.
はい?
My mind comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tosaka went home, but here she is, at the dojo, in her regular clothes. And why is she carrying so much stuff?
何しに来たんだ、遠坂。
何って、家に戻って荷物取ってきたんじゃない。今日からこの家に住むんだから当然でしょ。
By the way, I'm living with you now.
Why would you leave your nice, big, comfortable house with all your fancy stuff in it that's super, super warded to all get out to come live at Shiro's that has basically no warding, has been attacked twice? Like,
Have you not figured out that she fancies him yet?
that's still... No, you make him move in with you.
Yeah, but then he'd have access to her bedroom.
Yes, and?
She doesn't want him going through her things.
So she just brings all her things to his house where he has every right to go through her things. I don't see the oh no.
No, it appears to be fine, actually.
Okay. I do love that both of us saw the yellow bar pop up and immediately looked at the other screen.
Yeah, because her house doesn't have the boy she has a crush on, or the hot blonde European girl she also has a crush on in it.
But it just seems like a tactical mistake to have the one mage that's actually even halfway competent as a mage not have access to their own workshop.
Or, in fact, a workshop at all.
Yeah. I don't think Reen's gonna do well in the shed where Shiro shoves shit into his body and calls it magic.
Yeah, but maybe he'll actually show her how he does magic, and she'll tell him he's being a dumbass.
住むって遠坂が俺の家に？
協力するってそういうことじゃない。 あなたね、さっきの話って一体何だったと？
In making a tactical mistake? What are you gonna tell me next? That it's a Sunday? Upload speed again, is it?
So since my screen hasn't started buffering yet, I'm going off on a whim here and saying
Well, just a router restart doesn't look like it's gonna do it this week. I gotta say that, but like speed isn't awful at the moment, but it's certainly not smooth still. It definitely made a difference, but it's not gone back to green.
I mean, chat says we're back.
Yeah, but the thing still says. Oh, hey, looks like we're back.
Hey, green lights. Yay.
I just had to reset the modem, that's all.
Again, I am a living, breathing virus to your Wi-Fi. Alright, just waiting to see a confirmation.
No, we're definitely back. No question. We got the green light.
Okay.
It's all good. I need something. I need to say something, or else this is gonna turn into a huge mess, but my brain refuses to work.
私の部屋どこ？用意してないなら自分で選ぶけど。
Of course I don't have one ready. I didn't know you were gonna be staying with me until 5 seconds ago. She just pushes right by me, brashly invading my home, or more accurately, my dojo.
待った、それは。
Wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tosaka's pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house at all is already a big deal, but I don't know how people will react if she started staying here or living with me, and Fujine would absolutely kill me, and well, maybe this is just a plot on Tosaka's part to get rid of a master?
That would be pretty brilliant, actually. Have him assassinated by someone who's not even a mage.
私のアーチャーと違ってシロのサーバントはかさばるんだからちゃんと寝る場所を与えておかないと
Like my archer,
人
your
は一
servant
組あれば
actually
ノー
takes
プログ
up
レムって言うんな
space.
ら別にいいけど
As you do. Is she implying Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something?
するかバカ。人が黙ってると思って何言い出すんだよお前。そんなことするわけないだろ。セイバーは女の子じゃないか。
論点が違うけどまあいっかですってセイバシロは女の子と同じ部屋は嫌だってさ
Saber's staring at me. She looks really stern.
困りますシロサーバントはマスターを守護するもの
I love this shit-eating grin on Rin's face.
Rin is great. Remember a few weeks ago when I was like, you're gonna like Rin, and then another week later when you're like, why did you think I was gonna like Rin? You see why I said you were going to like Rin.
Oh, yes. Because she's trolling the crap out of Shiro.
That's her thing.
And if, as you're trying to suggest, it's because she has feelings for Shiro, I identify.
そんなこと言われてもこっちはもっと困る。何考えてんだお前ら。それでも女か。
Of course they should. Why? Why are the two of them just silently staring at me like that?
Because they both think you're an idiot.
But then!
サーバントはサーバント。人間扱いする必要はないけどね。
The writing in this is
シロにそん
really
なこと言っ
just
ても無駄か。
something.
So I just saw that last message kind of out of the corner of my eye, and I know it says easy target, but I thought it said Shiro is also just a sassy target. I'm about to protest, but I shut my mouth. The discomfort I felt when I was talking to Tosaka in the living room earlier comes rushing back. Actually, I've just figured out that the cause of my discomfort.
Oh, poor baby.
ちょっと待て、遠坂。お前、いつの間に俺を名前で呼び捨てるようになってんだよ。
Just now, obviously.
あれそうだった？意識してなかったから割と前からそうなってたんじゃない？
Not pictured is my cat continuing to attempt to escape from my lap, getting caught, hanging precariously off of the couch for minutes at a time, then getting dragged back onto the couch.
As she meeps quietly in protest.
Pretty great.
The poor baby.
He loves it.
なってた。
But see, this is why you have a more docile cat than me. You've broken yours.
I break every edge. Just leave your cat with my presents for like a week and a half. I'll
No!
break your cat too.
No, you leave my free-spirited little angel alone.
そう。嫌なら気をつけるけど。
She's perfect, just the way she is. Even though she knocks all my shit on the floor all the time.
Tosaka's so casual about this, not really caring how I feel.
Oh. Speaking of people who don't care about the feelings of others. Sorry, sweetheart.
No, she's good. You were right, Issei.
I could make it worse. I could try and give her belly rubs.
I'm already doing that.
Yes, and she scrunched her entire face in protest.
Nah, she's loving it. Her claws aren't even out. It's not that Reen might be a cruel enchantress. She is one.
ねえ、好きにしろ。遠坂の呼びやすい方で構わない。
Alright, I'm gonna call you Joe. Your name is Joe Shiro now.
ならそういうことで。
リン、話を切らないでほしい。私とシローの部屋についてまだ結論が出ていない。
Matter of Shiro in your
No,
living room?
deciding the matter Shiro in my living arrangements. Of's not important. It's like the in Spanish. You don't need it.
Yeah, stupid
Irrelevant.
ああ、そうだったそうだった。けど、シロがこの様子だと相部屋は難しいわね。サーバントを人間扱いしてもいいことなんてないけど、シロが嫌だって言うんだから諦めたら？
それは違う。シローは困ると言っただけで嫌だとは言っていない。
That's not true. He didn't say no. He just said he wasn't comfortable with it.
I'm uncomfortable, but I'm not saying no.
だってさ。
Oh my god, it's Sergeant L's wedding all over again. With our friend Tegan. Just tell us when you're uncomfortable.
Helicopter
roll.
Hold on a minute. I don't understand how in a single day she could just casually start calling me Shiro like a cat she just picked up and named. Well, that's not really the issue here. This is about Saber's living arrangement.
シロ
No, it's about the matter Saber's living arrangement.
睡眠中の警護はサーバントの役割です。マスターとして自分の立場は分かっていると思いますが。
My decision won't change no matter how much she stares at me like that.
ダメだ。セイバーには別の部屋を用意する。できるだけ近い部屋を用意するから、それで勘弁してくれ。
Look at that grin.
Rin is great at having shit-eating grins, yeah.
ダメだぞ、凄んでも。とにかく男としてこればかりは譲らないからな。セイバーも少しは自分の立場ってものを考えろってんだ。
She is being mindful of her position. As a servant.
Unfortunately for her, you are not being mindful of her position.
ですから私はサーバントとしてマスターを守護しようと。
そうじゃなくて自分のことだっての。もうわからないんだい。それ以上言うならレイジを使ってでも言うことを聞かせるからな。
I try to scare Saber off the subject.
そのようなことでレイジを使われては困る。3つしかない命令権を自分を守るななどということに使われては先が見えない。
Meanwhile, Rain's over here like, yeah, it sure would suck if somebody used their command spells for stupid, pointless shit, huh? Who would ever be so stupid?
間違いなくそんなマスターは
To be fair, she used her second one for a very valid reason. Namely, you know, Archer not getting murder stabbed by Artoria, but...
Don't be stupid. I wouldn't want to use my command spell for something like this either.
I say barely understanding what they are.
I think.
わかりました。マスターの方針に従います。ですが、敵に襲われた時はどうするのです。アサシンなどは気配なく標的に忍び寄ってくる。そういった時、私が駆けつけるまでにシロは自分を
Define
守れるのです。
protect yourself.
それは
I really can't tell her that I can take care of myself. Yeah, I managed to survive against Lancer, but I won't have that kind of luck twice.
Also, your win-loss ratio is 1-to-1 with Lancer.
I mean,
right
that's pretty good. It's 50% against a servant, you know? Saber, if you don't stop trying to sleep in my room, then I'm using a command spell. Sure, that's stupid. Who would ever waste a command spell on something like that? Reen sweats nervously.
Except, Reen kind of used the command spell to do the exact opposite of that, essentially. Like, Shiro's would have been, like, keep your distance, stay away from me, whereas Reen's is do whatever I tell you to.
Also, yeah, translation, you've proven you're such a fucking dumbass that I fully believe your bluff to sabotage our chance of victory over a petty squabble.
それはありえないわね。この屋敷には外敵が侵入すると警報が鳴る結界が張ってある。襲撃は避けられないけど、奇襲ならすぐに察知できるわ。それならシローが襲われる前に駆けつけられるだろうし。セイバーは好きな
それは確かにそうですが、しかし
なんならシローの部屋の隣でいいじゃない。一緒の部屋でなければいいんでしょ、エミヤくんは。
Osaka purposefully calls me Emiya at the end.
遠坂 そういうの詭弁って言うんだぞ。
あなたのために言ってるんだから正論よ。さーて、それじゃあ私の部屋はどこにしよっかな。
You could just sleep with Artoria. Tosaka takes her luggage and heads towards the mansion, putting an end to the conversation. She seems cheerful, like a student picking her room at a school trip. How are you gonna explain this to Fujimura and Sakura in the morning, Shiro? That overnight, you have acquired a Rin Tosaka and a hot blonde European girlfriend who actually exists for real, please believe me. How terrifying. The way Tosaka carries herself so self-assuredly mesmerizes the two of us, and we both watch her go in stunned dismay. Also, Shiro's watching her ass as she leaves.
Yeah, I was about to say, are we sure it's just May on Chiro's part?
Well, yeah, he's watching her leave. He's dismayed at her departing his presence. We all leave the dojo and head back to the house. For the time being, I need to give them all a tour so Saber can select her room.
こっちが和室。裏側に回ると居間とか風呂とかそういった共通施設に出る。で、縁側をずっと歩いてあっちの別棟に行くと客間がある。遠坂はどうもそっちに行ったみたいだな。
As we walk, I explain where everything is. I'm not sure if she's even listening, since Saber's just following me without reacting to a single thing I say.
屋敷の見取りはいいです。それよりシロの部屋はどこなのですか？
俺の部屋はこっち。割と奥まったところにある。
では、そちらに案内してください。内密に話があります。
内密に話？
That means it's something she doesn't want Tosaka to hear. I don't think Tosaka would hear us since she's in the detached area of the house, but I can't forget that she's still a master, and an actual mage. She could just as easily listen in, and besides, the veranda's hardly a place to talk in private.
ほら、ここが俺の部屋。
これがシロの部屋ですか？
Why is there nothing here? Oh, because all my stuff's in the shed.
The moment we step into my room, Saber's eyes widen with surprise. Yeah, so in addition to the giant Japanese-style mansion and the entire dojo building in the backyard, this place also has a separate guest house as well, because killing mages makes some good money.
どうした？セイバーをびっくりさせるようなものなんかないと思うけど。
いえ、びっくりさせるようなものがないというより、何もないではないですか。
セイバーを騙して俺に得なんかないだろう。ここには寝に帰ってくるだけだし、物がないのは当たり前だ。
そうですか。意外でした。シロはもっと雑多な人となりだと思っていましたから。
Oh yeah, did we ever tell you what Kiritsugu's profession was? Yeah, he was a professional mage killer. That's what he did. He went around and killed mages. With guns. Saber steps into the Japanese-style room, running her hand along the wall and sliding paper door, feeling its texture.
But did he not say in his death conversation with Shiro that he wanted to be the hero?
Yeah, but like we already said, most mages are kind of dicks.
Okay, but wouldn't it be fair if you have magic and you're going after people who have magic to fight their magic with your magic instead of bringing a gun to a magic fight?
Well, if they're not strong enough to protect themselves against guns using magecraft, that's their fault. I mean, it's the Harry Potter argument. Everyone's like, why didn't they just get a gun and shoot Voldemort? That's Kiritsugu was the embodiment of that argument. I'll just get a gun and shoot Voldemort.
I mean, I don't disagree. Voldemort would have just gone down to a gun super... I mean, save the Horcruxes, of course, but...
Her touch is gentle, as if contact with these things will let her learn their history, see their memories.
よかった。寂しい部屋ですが、無下に扱われているわけではない。さ、
暖かい？ああ、まあそうかな。屋敷の作りなのか、この部屋って夏は涼しく冬は暖かなんだ。
Not
親父もいい部屋を取ったなって感心してたし。
ええ。部屋は持ち主の心象ですから。四郎の心の在り方に不安を覚えましたが、これなら今までの印象とそう変わりはしないでしょう。
that you're completely hopeless.
That you have no personality, that you're not a person. What are you getting at, Saber? Saber sounds relieved, but I don't really understand what she's trying to say.
She's saying you're simple, dude.
Oh yeah, we have also been talking about Kirizuka's old job offhandedly since the first stream, yeah.
それで内緒の話ってなんだよ、セイバー。
悪い話です。少なくとも他のマスターには知られたくはない。
From Saber's expression, I'm guessing this has something to do with our shortcomings. What do you mean, our shortcomings?
話の趣旨は分かった。真剣に聞くから言ってくれ。
ええ、それなのですが、おそらくこれはもう私たちでは解決できないことです。私たちサーバントはマスターからの魔力提供によって体を維持する。
俺が半端なマスターだから、セイバーが体を維持するのに必要なだけの魔力がないってことか。
違います。たとえ少量でもマスターから魔力が流れてくるのなら問題はないのです。ですが、シローからは全く魔力の提供がありません。本来つながっているはずの霊脈が断線しているのです。
Oh, you mean like he has absolutely zero magic receptors at all in his body?
Well, he has exactly one magic circuit that he makes on the fly every time he needs it.
Yeah, by shoving hot metal into his back.
Metaphorically speaking, but yes. That means... It means that while I'm supposed to be providing Saber with fuel for her engine, so to speak, I'm not.
セイバー、それは
シロー自身の欠点ではありません。おそらく召喚時に問題が起きたのでしょう。何らかの不手際があって本来つながるはずのラインがつながらなかったようです。
Oh good, another botched summoning.
召喚時の不手際って。
When Saber was called here, it wasn't any sort of summoning. It was just an accident. It's no wonder Saber's having these issues since she was summoned that way.
待て、それじゃどうなるんだ。魔力を回復できないってことは、セイバーはすぐに消えてしまうのか。
ええ。私が持つ魔力を使い切れば、この世界にとどまること召喚されてから、すでに3回の戦闘を行いました。私の治癒能力も蘇生魔術ですから、傷を負えば魔力の消費も早くなる。そうですね。昨夜までで成熟した魔術師10人分の魔力は消費したでしょう。
I ate 10 reens worth of magic energy last night. I'm speechless. Every time Saber fights, she loses magical energy, and there's no way for her to replace it. If she's used that much already, how much longer can she even stay here?
分かってもらえましたか、マスター。そのため、私は少しでも魔力の消費を抑えなければならない。供給がないのなら、あとは睡眠することで魔力の消費を抑えるしかありません。
睡眠。眠れば魔力は回復するのか。
Good thing Reen isn't here for this conversation because she doesn't know what she'd suggest to fix the magical energy problem. Mana transfer.
ですから、これからできる限りの睡眠を許してほしいのです。常にシロを守ることはできなくなりますが、 それも勝利のためと受け入れてほしい。
I sigh in relief. Thank goodness. I'll give her whatever she asks if that's all there is to it.
そんなのいいに決まってるだろ。辛くなったらセイバーは休んでいいんだ。それで少しでも長くいられるんだったらその方がずっといい。
では今後は頻繁に眠りに入りますが、その間は決して屋敷から離れないように。遠く離れた場所でシロが襲
So
われた
please
場合、
be homeschooled from now
私はす
on,
ぐ
so I
助けられ
can
ない。
just sleep.
Shiro, I'd like your permission to laze around the house as much as possible.
空間を跳躍するなら話は別ですが、そんな能力を持つサーバントは稀です。もし離れた場所で私を呼ぶのなら、レイジのバックアップが必要になります。ですからできるだけ私から離れないようにしてほしい。
As much as I would like to, I can't readily agree. I can't imagine life with Saber sticking by my side all the time, and I do have my own life to live too.
努力はする。けど本当にそれだけでいいんだな。眠っていればその
問題はないでしょう。このようなことはなかったので断言はできませんが、前回も総戦闘数は7回に満たなかった。私が倒さずともサーバントはサーバントによって減っていくのですから。
そうか。別に全員が全員とやり合わなくちゃいけないってわけじゃないんだ。うまくすれば簡単にこの戦いを終わらせることができる。
Yeah, but the fights you were in last time were pretty great. The only people I need to fight are those who start doing things no person should. I can't imagine all 7 would be like that. Even Dosaka, who seems eager to fight, would still abide by the rules of mages. And as long as the other 5 masters act humanely, I have no intention of fighting them.
There's at least one that has no intention of being humane whatsoever, Shiro.
Oh, who could that possibly... You mean Reen, right?
No, I don't.
Shiro? Saber even said she didn't fight 7 times last time, so this time around... Hold on a minute. Last time, fewer than 7... 9?
待ってくれセイバー。その以前もセイバーだったのか。いやそうじゃなくて前回も聖杯戦争に参加してたっていうのか。
Last time she did have to murder
この
Cthulhu.
聖杯
That's
の
true.
争いに参加するのは2度目です。その時も私はセーバーでした。中には複数のクラス属性を持つ英霊もいるようですが、私はセーバーにしか該
I'm
当しません。
calling bullshit on that based off the fact that Bio sent me lots of different savers.
Yeah. That aged like milk, that.
Bio's response is just all caps. Manic laughter.
Yeah, no, I mean, so here's the thing that's super unusual. She remembers the last Grail War.
I was about to say, didn't even Green say that, like...
Servants are not meant to maintain their memories between manifestations, right? But when you're registered to the Throne of Heroes, you are registered at the point of your death. So you have your memories up to the point of your death, and when you're incarnated, when you're summoned, then you're given relevant knowledge for your summoning, is how it usually works, right? And then at the end of that incarnation, the end of that summoning, the you that has been summoned is only kind of a facet of you and not the real self. So those memories are not re-registered to the Throne of Heroes. So it's really unusual that Saber actually has memories from the previous Grail War.
Okay, my brain's doing that thing where it's working a million miles a minute to try and make sense of that.
Uh-huh. The interesting thing is that concept is pretty frequently maintained throughout other type moon media as well, with the weird exception of like Archer, when he shows up in other things, tends to remember some stuff from the moon cell, which we won't get into. As does, like, it seems like Tamamo might have some memories from the moon cell as well, but, like, the moon cell is also a weird case, and also Archer's a weird case, so...
I mean, I know how I, as a writer, would try and explain her having memories from the last Grail War, knowing the very limited amount I do about the last Grail War. Like, my gut reaction goes, oh, she was Kiritsugu's heroic spirit in the last Grail War. Which is why she doesn't need a tour of the house. She just needs to know where his room is. Which, I mean, I guess would make some degree of sense if that were the case, but I'd also like to think these...
As Bio says, yeah, servants don't remember their past summonings, except for when they do, because shit is fucky at the best of times. Basically, heroic spirit is always in the throat of heroes. What's summoned as servants are clones of the said heroic spirits, essentially. So when a servant dies, everything that clone experienced dies as well. And we see that, like, throughout Grand Order as well. We'll meet servants that were summoned into, like, some of the singularities and stuff that we're dealing with, and we'll build relationships and stuff with that servant in that singularity, but either when they die or when the singularity ends and they get kind of unsummoned, it's always sort of a bittersweet moment, because, like, you solved the problem, but now you have to say goodbye to the person that you've known, and you know that even if you summon them again, like at Chaldea, they're not going to be the same person, and they're not going to remember the stuff that you did.
That sucks.
Yeah. Except for when they do, which is unusual, but does happen. I remember something Tosaka said. She said that out of the 7 servant classes, Saber is the best one. And this girl says that she's been summoned as that class twice in a row.
それじゃ以前はその最後まで残ったのか。
無論です。前回は今のような制約はありませんでしたから、他のサーバントに遅れを取ることもなかった。
Wow, savage, Saber.
Well, you see, last time, I was competent. Saber says this as if it should be obvious. Her statement forces me to realize something. The sword in my possession now is not something I'm worthy of. I don't deserve her. No, you do not.
入ったな。それじゃ不満だろう、セイバー。俺みたいなのがマスターだと。
Yes.
私は与えられた役割をこなすだけです。聖杯さえ手に入るのであれば、マスターに不満はありません。
そうか。それは助かるけど、それでも。
She used to be fully prepared and in capable hands, but she's been injured twice already. All because she can't replenish her magical energy. That means she'll constantly have to consider how much magical energy she has left as she fights. Also, her master knew who she was last time, so that was helpful. And because she needs to fight with all these restrictions in her last battle, she wound up covered in her own blood. The image still haunts my mind. I still see that girl, smaller and slighter than me, being so brutally injured.
シロ、その後悔は余分なことです。
Saber's voice snaps me back to reality.
私も負け知らずだったわけではありません。私は勝ちきれなかったからこそ、こうしてあなたのサーバントになっている。傷を負うことには慣れていますから、あなたが悔やむことなどない。
慣れてるって。あんな死ぬような怪我でもか。
ええ。剣を取るということは傷つくということです。それはあなたも同じでしょう。私だけが傷つかないという道理はないと思いますが。
それはそうだけど、それじゃ怪我をしても構わないっていうのか、セイバーは。
それが死に至る傷でなければ、死んでしまってはマスターを守れなくなりますから。
なんだそれ。マスターを守るためなら傷を負っても構わないなんて
Yes,
いうの
that's
か、
what
お
you
前
just
は。
said.
それがサーバントの役割ですから。確かにリンの言葉は正論ですね。サーバントを人間として扱う必要などない。私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
Having said her piece, Saber walks toward the sliding door. There's a room opposite of the screen door. My room has always been big enough for me, so I never used the adjacent room.
睡眠をとります。夕食時には起きますので、外出するのなら声をかけてください。
Sliding door opens quietly, then slides back shut.
私たちはマスターを守るための道具です。あなたもそれを正しく把握するべきだ。
I might have to understand it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. Pisses me off, but I can't say that aloud, so I just take in Saber's words and stand alone, perplexed.
Like every
I wondered if
tree.
you were gonna go there. I sit at the edge of the veranda and mindlessly look up at the blue sky.
Walk alone.
Stand.
Stand alone, but still. I love that movie. It's a dumpster fire, but I do.
I mean, look, you can't help having the best chase scene in all of history with the prayer playing as the suspenseful music for the fucking chase scene. It's just peak, man.
I mean, also the prayer is so like globally famous at this point,
And it came from that. It was written
it was
for
written
that
for
movie.
that chase scene.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's a thing.
I may not be sleeping during the day like Saber, but I still need rest. I'm not nauseous anymore, but I still feel terrible. On top of that, all the unexpected things that have happened are weighing heavily on me. Sure, I'm not a people, so stop treating me like a people. Oh, well, alright then. I guess I won't have to worry about setting a spot for you at the table that... Let's not go crazy here! I take a deep breath and look blankly out over the yard. I asked about everything I needed to know, and I got answers, but I'm no less lost for it.
He still hasn't met Archer, has he?
No.
He's seen Archer.
He has seen Archer when Archer was fighting Ku, yes. And yet Tosaka, my senior as a mage, or rather full-fledged master, is completely nonchalant about the whole situation.
ねえ、余ってるクッションとかない？あとビーカーと分度器。
Were you trying to do chemistry and math homework or something? Like, she's busy scouring the house for stuff.
No, she's probably trying to set up her own
She's
workshop.
trying to make a workshop.
クッションなら隣の客間のを持ってけ。けどビーカーと分度器なんて普通の家には置いてない。
は？信じられない。魔術師なら実験用具ぐらい置いておくものよ。
Reen, I don't even have amateur tractors, let alone pro tractors.
Boo!
Complaining loudly, she turns and heads back toward the detached building.
本当に本気みたいだな、遠坂のやつ。
More like she just doesn't want to be crippling her own magecraft just by living here.
He saw like a single frame of Archer that millisecond he got TP'd away before Artorias' sword could go all the way through his torso. And the matter of her staying overnight seems to also be settled. When I peeked into the detached building earlier, she'd already picked out the best room for herself. She'd even put up a sign that read, "Remodeling in progress, do not enter."
別棟なら遠いし、問題はないよな。
Having Saber around already has me on edge, but if Tosaka were close too, there'd be nowhere for me to relax anymore. The detached building is far enough, and even though it's connected by a corridor, it feels like it's a neighboring house.
If it's connected by a corridor,
It's
technically
not really
it's not
detached, I know. As long as I keep my distance, nothing bad should happen. Oh, but I guess we'll see each other during meals. And there's only one bath here, so we'll have to decide when each of us will use it. Wait a minute, Saber's a girl too, so...
ってバカ。何考えてんだ、俺は。
I shake my head violently and slump back onto the floor. With what must be my millionth sigh today, I stare blankly up at the sky. I'm getting drowsy. Must be more tired than I realized.
もうどうにでも。
I just go ahead and close my eyes. Apparently, not caring at all works wonders. The moment I close my eyes, I drift right off to sleep. And then I wake up in the kitchen. The next thing I know, the sun has long since set, and Saber, Tosaka, and I have gathered around the living room. I've only just woken up. Somehow I'm in the living room already. And Saber is already in the living room. And Tosaka had just finished remodeling her room. By the way, this is what the guest room looked like a few hours ago. But now?
シロ、あのエアコンどう使うの?
This was what I saw after being summoned for something so trivial, even Fujine wouldn't have bothered me with it. Yeah, but Rin doesn't know how technology works, Shiro. It's literally fucking sorcery to her. The room has been transformed into this, by which I mean she put out a clock and some mortars and pestles
And a red bag next to the bed.
and some books and a couple of charts. She didn't transform the room at all. She just put some stuff on a table and on the floor. Getting tired. Must be more drowsy than I realized. Yeah, stapling your own legs back on will do that to you. I sure know how to pick a teammate. I'm uncomfortable. My house is playing host to not one, but two invaders. I'm all the more unsettled because I so rarely have guests. Soccer and fucking Fujimura are here like every day, dude. Actually, these two don't even look like they belong in a Japanese-style house to begin with. Rin is Japanese, what the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, but doesn't she live in a European-style
She
house?
lives in a Western-style mansion, yes. But then! The time is almost 7 o'clock at night. Everyone's at the living room, but staying quiet and doing nothing isn't really good for my mental well-being.
二人とも少しいいか。今後のことで話をしておきたいんだけど。
ちょっと待って。その前に一つ決めておきたいんだけど、いいかしら。
いいけど、なんだよ。
何って夕食のことよ。シロ、ずっと一人暮らしだったのよね。
Well, you say alone, but like, technically I live alone with like 2 other people.
Yeah, but this is her subtle way of saying, bitch, get in the kitchen.
まあ、そういうことになるけど。
Rin's actually quite a proficient cook herself.
なら食事は自分で作ってきたのよね。
そりゃ作るだろう。食べなくちゃ腹減るんだから。
なら提案なんだけど、夕食の当番は交代制にしない？これからしばらく一緒に暮らすんだし、その方が助かるでしょ。
確かにそうだな。ついいつもの調子で考えてたけど、遠坂がうちで暮らすなら家族と同じだ。飯ぐらい作るのは当たり前。
決まりね。じゃあ今日はシロが当番ってことで。もうこんな時間だし、作戦会議は食べてからにしよう。
いや、夕飯が交代制なのはいいけど、朝飯はどうするんだ？朝飯も交代制か？
ああ、朝はいいのよ。私食べないから。
Oh, he breakfast? I don't eat that.
なんだそりゃ。勝手なこと言うな。朝飯ぐらい食べないと
Don't be
大きくなれないぞ。
It's the most important meal of the day, Reen.
Doing it up.
余計なお世話よ。人の生活スタイルに口を挟まないでちょうだい。とにかく今日の夕食はシロが作るの。ちゃんとした食べ物を出さないと話なんてしないからね。
For the life of me, I don't know what set her off, but Tosaka glares at me, irritated.
わかったよ。勝手に作るけど、サイバーも飯は食うんだろ？
用意してもらえるのでしたらぜひ。食事は重要な活力源ですから。
了解。それじゃおとなしくしてろよ、二人とも。
I grab my apron and head to the kitchen. Luckily, there are enough ingredients for a meal for 3. I turned on the rice cooker right when I woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. I glanced toward Tosaka and Saber from the kitchen. Look, Shiro, all Reen needs for breakfast is coffee and a glass of scotch. It's how she lived her life for the past 10 years, and how she's gonna keep living it going forward. Those two look like they'd prefer eating Western-style meals over Japanese meals. I seriously doubt Saber would like tofu and natto, to say nothing of Tosaka.
いや、そもそも箸を持てないんじゃないかな、セイバー。
But just have grail knowledge, Shiro. Come on. I'm sure she could eat with chopsticks just fine. I hesitate for a minute, but there's no point worrying about this now. There's only a few dishes I can make with the ingredients I have right now. I have tofu. I think for a moment and decide to make deep fried tofu. I also decide to make a simple tofu and seaweed soup. So, like a miso soup then? Since I have some chicken prepped, I'll use that to make teriyaki chicken as the main dish. I drain the water from the tofu, season the chicken, cut the daikon into thin strips to make a crunchy salad. I also grate the daikon to make a sauce and sout some shishito peppers. The hell
今後の
does
方
sout
針は
mean?
決まっているのですか？
Saute.
リン。
Oh. What does that mean? Have you decided on what to do? Yeah.
Oh.
What does that mean? I don't understand. I don't understand the concept.
さあ、情報がないから何とも言えないけど、とりあえずは他のマスターを探し出すことが先決かな。残るマスターはあと4人。こっちがマスターだって知られずに探し出したいけど、さすがにうまくはいかないわよね。
Where's she getting 4?
Because they've met Berserker's master.
Oh, right. Yeah, Ilya. Okay. I told them to be good, but they're on a pretty disturbing topic. Don't they see I'm busy making dinner for the 3 of us? They're not even looking over here. Hey, pay attention to me, damn it, I'm cooking!
Notice me, senpai.
4人じゃないぞ、5人だろ。 マスターだって分かっているのは
Hero!
しかいないじゃないか。
Yeah, but he was there for it. I shout my contribution from the kitchen, holding the big frying pot to make the deep fried tofu.
何言ってるのよ。私とシロ、それにイリアスフィールで3人でしょ。あなたバザーカーのこともう忘れたの？
What's a berserker? Oh, right, that little girl's also a master. I'd completely forgotten about her since Berserker left such a vivid impression on me, but now I remember that little girl's a master too, and she tried to kill us without a second's hesitation.
どうせね、あなたのことだからイリアスフィールを敵だって認識してなかったんでしょ。それはいいから調理に専念しなさいってば。シロの実力がわからないと私が困るんだから。
I don't know that my cooking skills are going to be problematic to Tosaka, but she's right. Just admiring Reen, as you do. Food prep's pretty much done, so I need to concentrate and finish the dishes now.
イリアスフィール、バーサーカーのマスターですね。リンは彼女を知っているようでしたが。
まあね、名前ぐらいは知ってる。アインツベルンは何回か聖杯に届きそうになったっていう魔術師の家系だから。
Just a few.
聖杯戦争には慣れているということですね。
でしょうね。他の連中がどうだか知らないけど、イリアスフィールは最大の障害と見て間違いないわ。本来バーサーカーっていうクラスは力の弱い英雄を強化するものよ。理性を代償にして英霊を強くするんだけど、そういった凶暴化した英雄の制御には莫大な魔力を必要とする。例えばあなたがバーサーカーになったら、
このように話をすることもできませんね。協力者としての機能を一切排除し、戦闘能力だけを特化させたのがバーサーカーです。ですが、それは手負いの指示を従えるようなもの。
No, Saber, you don't understand. If you became a berserker, you become a Sith Lord schoolgirl who really likes sweets.
And presumably still speaks in rectangles.
Nope. Weirdly, that's just Heracles and Lancelot and Darius. I think that's pretty much it. I didn't show her a picture bio, it's fine.
He didn't.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Oh yeah, Lubu. Right, Lubu. Forgot about Lubu. Thank you.
Yeah, he did not show me any images of the territory.
I don't have time to get images from Grand Order right now. I'm farming.
Yeah, I was about to say, Inu's phone, sitting under the coffee table. Well, it does... Wait.
No, this is my phone. That's an old phone. My phone's here.
You are so extra on so many levels.
And Lancelot doesn't yell in rectangles. He yells in... Yeah, I guess.
でしょうね。そこいらのマイナーな英霊がバーサーカーになった程度でも波のマスターじゃ制御しきれない。だっていうのにイリアスフィールは超一流の英霊を召喚してそいつをバーサーカーにして完全に
Yeah,
支
no,
配し
he's
てた。
terrified of her.
悔しいけどマスターとしての能力は次元違いよ、あの子。
同感です。 私たちの当面の問題はその次元違いの相手に狙われているという現状ですか？
うん。私のアーチャーはまだ戦線に出られるほど回復してない。セイバーはどう？もう傷はいいの？
通常の戦闘ならば支障はありませんが、バーサーカーを相手にできるほど回復はしていません。
What I'm getting is the whole unintelligible madness gimmick they originally established as being the defining characteristic of the Berserker class. Yeah, it didn't really stick. Yeah, they did it like 3 or 4 times, and then we're like, what if the Berserkers were just, you know, kind of generally angry people and not really, like, completely crazy?
Presumably because it was easier to write characters that way.
Like Vlad Tepes, Vlad 3, he's just a cool grandpa, like most of the time.
バーサーカー戦の傷は完治しているのですが、ランサーから受けた傷には時間がかかるようです。
そう。それじゃあやっぱり当面は様子見をするしかないかな。
それについては提案が。アーチャーの目は鷹のそれと聞きます。彼には屋敷の周囲を見張ってもらうというのはどうでしょうか？
そのつもりよ。あいつには屋根で見張りをさせるから、怪しいやつが近寄ってきたらすぐにわかるわ。この屋敷だって侵入者用の結界が張ってあるんだし、守りは万全でしょうね。まあバーサーカーに攻め込まれたら逃げるしかないけど。
The two continue their conversation.
Treating me like I'm not there.
I don't like it. I'm the one making dinner for them, so I think it's rude for them to talk without me. Besides, Tosaka's too friendly with Saber.
Yeah, and Saber likes Tosaka better too, because she'd be way better off with her.
Yo, her stats all get bumped if she's with Tosaka, like, no question. Can't really talk to Tosaka so casually like that, so maybe Tosaka's talking to Saber on my behalf. I see my face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet, my brows furrowed in disapproval. That's weird. Why am I so mad?
These pretty girls are ignoring you.
I set out 3 plates and start serving dinner. I head out into the living room.
まったく、夕飯時に物騒な話するなよな。
What else are we supposed to talk about?
I loudly smack the tray down in front of Tosaka.
何怒ってるのよ、シロ。料理出しぐらいは手伝うべきだった？
別に怒ってなんかないけど、遠坂、慣れ合いはしないんじゃなかったのかよ。
Tosaka seems perplexed. And then she gives me a chilling smile.
協力体制を決めていただけよ。安心なさい。別にあなたのセーバーを取ったりしないから。
What the? I can tell I'm starting to blush. Tosaka just pointed out why I was so annoyed.
お前
あら、違った？ならごめんなさいね、エミヤくん。
勝手に言ってろ。
I retreat to the kitchen to grab the rest of the dishes. Ugh, she really got to me. Tosaka's still smiling, and Saber's as expressionless as ever. I'm starting to wonder whether I can survive this partnership. But we go ahead and start dinner. I'm giving her the silent treatment. After what happened earlier, I don't want to talk to Tosaka, and I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. Saber eats in silence. Her movements are elegant. I can't believe she's the same girl who was swinging a sword earlier. And I can't put a finger on it, but every time she takes a bite of something she hasn't eaten before, she nods. It's amusing. Seems to be her way of saying the food is good. Well, I mean, it's a real difference for her having good food when she's from fucking medieval Britain. And also, it turns out she can use chopsticks properly. Tosaka, on the other hand.
よし、これなら勝った。
The moment she takes her first bite, she clenches her
明
fist.
日を見てなさいよ。エミヤしろ。
Tosaka's fist trembles with excitement.
She really does feel the need to be better than him at everything, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's great. Dear God. Have I done something bad?
あのな、さっきの話だけど、
The two raise their heads simultaneously. Wait. I'm already nervous with just one of them around, so having the two react in unison like that is torture.
さっきの話って何のことよ。
だから今後の方針ってやつ、人が飯作ってる時に話してただろ。
まずは他のマスターを探すということですか。
そう、それ。具体的にはどうするのかなって思って。
どうするも何も地道に探すしかないでしょ。あ、そうだ。シロ、魔術師の気配ぐらいはわかる？なら話は早いんだけど。
She's assuming he can't even do the basics.
Yeah. I thought the whole reason why Atari is such a glutton is because Gawain was just that crappy of a cook and the main dish was potatoes. Food that wasn't even in Britain by the time of Arthurian Man.
わからない。2年近く学校にいて、遠坂が魔術師だったなんて知らなかったんだぞ、俺。
やっぱりそうなのね。まあそれはいいわ。どうせ他の連中はみんな気配を立ってるだろうし。セイバーはどう？サーバントはサーバントを感知できるって言うけど。
At least that's what Archer told me.
多少はできますが、あくまで身近で能力を行使している場合だけです。私では半径200メートルほどしか捉えられません。
なるほどね。じゃあますます相手の出方を待つか、どこかおかしな場所を探すしかない。マスターが何か行動すればその痕跡は残るもの。
You ever figure out who the master at the school was?
Come on, Pocket?
It's like... It's the Pokemon TCG, but a gacha. On phones.
That sounds vicious.
From what I've heard from L, it's not too bad, asterisk so far, but, you know. I imagine it's gonna get quite predatory.
No, I play Pokemon Go. Periodically. Which I haven't done in a while, although I probably should have recently, because there was a Lugia-themed community day.
Oh, I wonder how many Lugias Per got.
つまり、街中を調べろってことか。
いいえ、それはやめた方がいいわ。あっちも網を張ってるから、そんなことしたら一発でマスターだってバレるわよ。とりあえずはこっちの体勢が整うまでは後手に回りましょう。
Also, I'm not really playing much on my phone this week, because let's just take a minute to briefly discuss the week I've had.
It's been something, all right.
So, my favorite of our aunts was in the hospital on Tuesday.
She
I
fell down and broke her leg, I think is what it was.
hip was what I'd been told. but,
Anyway, point is.
Then I'd had a friend in crisis, so I had to take off work to go deal with that Tuesday. While I'm away from work, a seriously bad incident happened. That was what I spent the majority of Wednesday reacting to, but midway through my Wednesday, my phone stops working. Well, actually, green screens of death. And then I managed to restart it, but when I restarted it, my screen wouldn't light at all in any capacity. So even though my phone was on, I couldn't open anything or navigate any menus or see anything I was doing because, again, couldn't see what I was doing, which meant the only place I could actually use my phone was my car, where I was connected to Bluetooth, so I had to either use talk to text or make everything a fucking phone call. So I get out of work Wednesday night, go to Verizon, who's my carrier, spend 2 hours in line waiting to be taken, and then the store closed and they didn't take me, and they're like, so come back tomorrow. I'm like, okay, what time do you open? They're like, we open at 10. I'm like, great, I have meetings starting at 9:30. That doesn't help me. So I go to those meetings, you know, finish up with those meetings, drop by Verizon again, in the middle of my workday, managed to finally get taken. What they tell me is they're like, oh, so if you want, for the phone that you want to get, we can sell you the version with the absolute maximum amount of memory, which is way more than I need, or you can order your phone online because we only carry the most expensive copies of every model of phone.
Well, why would they
in store.
carry the lesser models? Everybody wants the good ones anyway.
I really don't need that much memory.
Yes, you do. You just don't know you do yet.
So
I mean, I need so much memory that I've literally sacrificed some of my hard drive space on this phone to give me more memory.
So, you know, so I have to order a phone. So I didn't actually get back to having like a properly, in very, very big air quotes, phone until Thursday night when I came over here before you live streamed.
Thursday night, about 15 minutes before stream started, yeah.
So that I could pick up one of your old phones to have as a temporary housing unit for my SIM card. And as I'm taking my phone out of my case to be able to get my SIM card out, my phone screen decides to work again because someone professionally employed in IT looked at it. And,
As you do.
and so I've thankfully been able to get away with using my phone the last day, except it's also not charging super well. But the good news is that if I can keep my phone to the point where it's at least got a charge and I can show the screen backlight is working, I technically still get full trade-in value on my phone when I return it.
See, there you go.
So, despite the fact that I openly acknowledged to Verizon what all the other issues are, they're like, no, as long as everything appears to be working properly when you bring it in for turn-in, you get full turn-in value. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
Oh, see, there you go. They carry cheaper phones in the physical location. How else would they be able to pressure people into buying a more expensive model with features they don't actually
Oh,
need?
100% bio. Like, I fully acknowledge that the reason that they're doing that is good, logical business sense to exploit the crap out of people in exactly the situation I'm currently in.
Yeah, but see, from my point of view, it's a good thing because I don't want the lesser models of phones, and if they're only carrying the base model and I have to order the expensive one online, that's just bullcrap.
Well, no, they'd always have the expensive model in stock. I'm just frustrated that they didn't have anything else in stock.
Well, they did. You just would have had to get a different. Like, if you wanted a phone that didn't have that much memory, you could have gotten like a Samsung Galaxy A series. That would have been a lesser phone.
Nah, my Pixels. Pixels and only Pixels.
Yeah, but you're not even getting the Pixel Pro.
Yes, I did.
Well, then why wouldn't you get the high end? If you're already getting the high end, get the actual high end.
Fun fact, I actually did end up doing that. But the reason I actually ended up doing that was because I'm on one of Verizon's higher tier plans. I was able to get it for next to nothing with a quote-unquote viable trade-in.
Dude, fucking Apple is
Yeah, no.
cancer.
Literally anytime anyone hands me any device on iOS, I just look at them, I'm like, what do you expect me to do with this? I don't know how this works. Give me an Android device, please. Genuinely, iPhones hate me. My Wi-Fi curse applies to... I swear I'm also cursed with any Apple devices. Anytime I have to do anything on an iPad, an iPhone, I can't. Okay.
今まで通りに生活してマスターだと悟られないこと。
What do you expect me to do with this? Throw it out like Apple will just tell me to do it in a few months anyway? Yeah.
腕のレイジは他人に見られないように隠しておくこと。
I'm gonna start spontaneously wearing gloves everywhere.
できるだけ人気のないところには行かないこと。
Nah, see, you just buy the really cool, like, leather fingerless gloves, and then you just pretend you're a tough biker dude. That would 100% be what I do in a Grail War.
日が落ちたらすぐに戻ってくること。
How did
あと
iTunes
は
steal $25 from you?
外出するときはサーバントを連れて行くようにしてください。アーチャーはリンの護衛ができますか？
それぐらいならできるみたいね。霊体にして待機させておくから私は大丈夫よ。問題。
私のマスターですね。
The problem is Shiro.
Yeah.
When is the problem not Shiro?
ちょっと聞いてるシロ。外出するときはちゃんとセーバーを連れて行きなさいよ。人目につかないようにするのが私たちのルールだけど。中に
Green,
は
I
昼
can't
間から
very well
襲い
take
かかってく
Shiro
る
to
バカがいるかもしれ
school.
ない。
Can't take Saber to school with me.
そういう時に備えてセーバーとは一緒にいなさいよね。
わかった。努力はする。
Green, I can't very well take Saber to school with me. My response is pretty half-hearted. I understand why Tosaka would say that, but I hesitate at the idea of taking Saber everywhere. I'm already nervous talking to Tosaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. Actually, nervous might not be the right word. I'm just bad at talking to Saber.
何か？
でもない。おかわりなら継ぐから茶碗よこせよ。
いえ、結構です。実に見事な味付けでした。シロ。
Gosh, I avert my gaze without meaning to. if I can't even look her in the eye right now, who knows how I'm gonna feel or what I'll do if we're going to be together all the time.
ああ、でもダメか。セイバーは霊体になれないんだから学校までついてこられない。
学校？シローは学生なのですか？
How old did you think I was, Saber?
そうだけど、ああ、そうか。セイバーは生徒じゃないんだから学校には入れない。
学校に行かないということはできないのですか、シロー。
Tiger would kill me.
普段通り生活しろってんなら学校には行かなくちゃ。それに学校に危険はない。あれだけ人がいる場所ってのもそうはないぞ。
Anything to say about that school safe comment, Reen? Because, how did that go for you?
ですが
大丈夫よセイバー。学校には私だっているんだから、もしもの時はフォローするわ。
だからもしもの時なんてないって。
Yeah, after all, there's no way there's another master in this school. Fuck, there's another master in this school.
Also, you know, there's no way I could get stabbed through the chest at school twice.
Well, it definitely wouldn't happen a third time.
わかりました。マスターがそう言うのでしたら従います。
Saber doesn't look convinced, but she still nods in agreement.
Good save point at a scene change.
Probably so. New save. As night falls.
On day
7. February 3rd. So just to recap, this is everything we've done so far. And all the choices that we didn't make. So, oh, don't want to jump to that scene. No, thank you.
There's no way there'd be another master in school besides me, Archer. Reen
Reen
said about the school that now has at least two masters that aren't her in it.
Yeah.
You know.
At least two masters that aren't her. Well, she only knows about one at the moment, though.
Yeah, but we've out loud confirmed there's another.
Yeah, but Reen only knows about one.
Well, yeah, until Ilya starts attending school.
No, that's not going to happen.
That's a shame.
No, Ilya does not go to school.
That's a shame.
Ilya's rich. Why would she go to school?
So's Reen!
No, Reen is actually not. The problem is, Reen's family has a nice house and has nice things from history, but they blow all of their money on gems for their magecraft, so they actually aren't that well off. That's the problem. Every time she, like, when she did that, like, shotgun energy blast thingy at Berserker, she blew up a gem for that. Every time she does big magic, she's just shattering gems. Left and right. Like, it's a problem. Her magic is very expensive. So, yeah, everybody, yeah, all of her money goes to gems. All of it. Reen is actually not really that. Shiro is wealthier than Reen, realistically speaking. It's kind of a problem for the Tosakas. Like, it's an ongoing issue for them. Which is what they get from basically, you know, stealing like Luvia's family's magic and then not having as much money as Luvia's family, but you know, whatever. These things happen. Every big magic spell that she uses literally costs her tens of thousands of dollars, possibly even millions.
Well.
And, I mean, that spell she used to bring Shiro back, well, I mean, let's not even think about how much that would have cost. So, yeah. No, Reen's not in a great place financially. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's why she's so frugal. It's why she learned to cook for herself, because cooking for herself is cheaper. It's why she lives in that giant ass house by herself instead of having, I don't know, maids or something.
Well, that's what she has Archer for right now.
Yeah, currently, yes. Except he's busy recovering from a near bifurcation.
Well,
Since, Artoria had no chill and just fucking cut him in half for existing. As you do. So,
she didn't even destroy the gem she used for Shiro. She just threw it away afterwards.
Because she's a dumbass. Yeah. She's like, well, I don't need that anymore. It's a good thing Archer got that back for her.
Yeah. Giant fucking ruby, goodbye.
Yeah. Well, no magical energy left in this. Thanks for nothing, Dad. Rin, you could have sold that and had food for like a month or
Alternatively, you could have just re-enchanted it, presumably.
two. Yeah, but that would have taken like 10 years.
Or, just put smaller spells in it.
Well, it's not that there was spells in it. It was an accumulation of magical energy. It's like what they did with the gems in the swords in Aragon, where they just pump, their magic into it so that they can, use it later. It's a big battery, basically, right? But anyway, next week, more day 7, end of day 7, getting into day 8, and still not dying. I don't think there's a death in day 8 either. So. Until next week, guys.
We'll catch you later.